Hello. Welcome to another episode of Video Game Popcorn Podcast, where we discuss video game adaptations from the big screen to the small and what we think about them, Today, we're discussing Resident Evil. Resident Evil has so many movies. There's animated series. There's a TV show. There's just so much. And I'm gonna be honest, half of the stuff, well, actually, yeah. When you count the TV shows, I haven't watched all of them, but the movies I've watched. Today I have Victor. Okay, and Victor, he all into Resident Evil as well. So we just gonna powwow. We just gonna talk, chit chat, and see if it's over, because I was just asking him before I hit the live that I wonder if it's over, because like the final chapter, you know how movies have the final chapter and it's not really the final chapter. Welcome on in, y'all. Yes, it's a live recording, so we do have a live chat going on. So welcome on in. If you like to chime in on a discussion, feel free to. If you're a Resident Evil fan, I hope you do chime in. But yeah, like I don't think it's over, but who knows? I mean, but yeah. So where could we start? I guess we could start with the first movie. The first movie. That one is S tier for me. I love the intro scene, the music that I can't play because it's copyrighted, but the music
super copyrighted.
Yeah, it's hella copyrighted. We are not playing that. And I saw, so I've always been a gamer, My first console was Atari, so I've always been a gamer. But when I got my hands on Resident Evil on PlayStation, granted, my mom said I couldn't play it, but my cousin bought it for me. So I was like sneaking. I was going behind my mom's back playing the game, back in those days. And I have to say, the first movie has nothing to do with the first game.
Nothing
at all. Like, it's just. So the thing about the Resident Evil movies versus the game is the movies are kind of like their own entity. Like, they take pieces out of the video games and put them in like characters, but they add a lot. It's basically like 75% reimagination and 25% game. And when I first watched the original, the OG, I was quite intrigued. Like, I didn't mind that it kind of went the other way. I like that they included the dogs.
Oh yeah.
I like that it included the they basically gave us a background story of Umbrella and what the zombies are, or are they the zombies, or are they infected?
So technically they're not zombies. It's just people that are infected with the T virus. So
okay.
Technically, I mean, so
they're like
reanimated zombies.
Yeah, but they're so so it's like, do you classify? Because when people play the video games, the it's like they go straight to, oh, we're fighting zombies.
Yes.
Like that's that the first thing they notice is like, oh my god, it's zombies. But in the movies, it's like, they're just reimagined dead people. Like, they're just, they just reimagine dead people.
The difference between a zombie and someone who's affected with the T virus, the one simple thing is always for you to turn into a zombie, you have to die first. And for someone infected with the T virus, all you need to do is be bit.
Yeah.
So technically, when you're infected with the T virus, you don't die. You're still there somewhere. It's just that you take a back seat, and the T virus is infecting over your brain and taking over. Whereas as a zombie, you're just dead.
It's like a huge twist. I love how they did that. And another fascinating thing that I found from the TV show, I mean, well, you could include TV shows too, but the movies and the games is that you have this whole like, the T virus and then the antivirus, right?
Yes. Which I don't think ever showed up in the game. There was no antivirus. It never showed.
That's what this is. Yo, I'm so glad you said that. Like, it never shows up in the game. Like, the only thing I could say is like an equivalent. And this is where I gotta go back to what I said, like, the 75 versus 25%. So like, this is part of that 75%. Like, they just put that in there for movie's sake. Yes. In the games, it's like, you gotta find herbs. You find herbs, weed plants, and apparently
red
that
herbs, yellow herbs,
and you mix it up. You basically a chemist, okay, and Resident Evil. But in the movies, you just need the antivirus. But it's like, I think the antivirus, it was used. That's
a movie plot.
Yes, it's like a huge plot kind of. Yeah, like a huge plot, something. Is a plot hole? I don't know. It's just
it's a plot device.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. A plot device.
It's a plot device.
They put it in there to like carry on the story, like give the characters a mission, a meaning. And it's like it repeats itself in the movies. Like the first movie, we saw that what's her name? Michelle Rain. Michelle.
Yes,
see,
Rain.
That's another thing.
Yes.
So Rain, she not in the game.
She's nowhere in the
nowhere in the game, right?
Before we go too deep, since we are talking about the first movie,
go ahead. Yeah.
How do you feel about Alice?
Oh, see, I was going to handle Alice, because Alice she is nowhere in the game. Alice,
a true original character.
Alice is like Alice is your true, like you said, your true original game, video game, movie character that's just in there to carry on the movie franchise. She is not in the game at all. They didn't even make a replacement character of her. No. She is nowhere to be found. And it's like, hi, welcome on in.
I'm very surprised they didn't name a character in any of the games Alice.
Yeah, it was like she is not mentioned at all. And it's like, so like us gamers, me and Victor, we gamers, and those in chat gamers, who've played Resident Evil, I've seen someone play Resident Evil, the characters, and you get excited when you see the characters in the who make it to the cinema, when they get out the game and they make it to cinema. It's like when I saw Alice and I was like, hold up, she kind of like the red outfit in the TV show. I mean, not TV show, in the movie, kind of resembles like Ada Wong, who is a character in the game. Yes. And it's like, I feel like Alice is a mixture of all the characters, like just little pieces in there, and they just created her, which I don't mind. Like I would admit I was looking for Alice in the games. I was looking for her. And like the new ones, nothing. Like she is nowhere to be found. But I enjoy her. I actually like Alice. Melee done a good. I feel like this is like her most. If it's not the Fifth Element, it's definitely Resident Evil. That is her.
Like, it's hard to be like which one's better.
Yeah, it's like she definitely played Alice. Like she brought the idea of this character to life, and she did a great job. What I have to say though is that the other characters that were also just brought in for filter, for the movie, to fill up the movie. A lot of them kind of got corny to me. And I'm gonna go back to Rain. Yes, I'm gonna go back to talk about Rain. Cause like, it's like, I get it. We have in the first movie, we had officers or soldiers, right? And in the game, you have Leon, you have Chris, like you have soldiers and officers, Jill, you do, right? But in the first movie, they're nowhere to be found. I don't think they I don't.
This is pretty much just Alice's story. Like
basically
Alice's
like the
origin story. There's really no original characters from Resident Evil that show up in the first movie.
In the first one at all.
Which as a kid I was like, oh, that must be Ada Wong.
That's what I thought.
Like, that must be Claire. Like, so I was like, oh, that's Claire or something. And then I was like, wait, Alice.
I was like, no, that is not. I was like,
and
who?
My dad was like, nah, she ain't in the game. So I was like, man, what's going on? But I will also say that Alice is a badass woman, and we need more badass women in movies as the lead. The only bad thing, and you'll see me say this a lot once we get to the later movies, is that when the characters from the game do show up, it's still Alice. And it's like, Alice, you did your job. We got Jill now. We have Claire. Like, go on to the left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, I'm glad you said that.
Now, but I'll get more into that when we get into the later movies.
Yes, because like, you know, when Rain came in, you know, and honestly, I forgot the other characters, to be honest. That's how like lackluster they were.
Rain and Shade and Red. Remember the Hive and
yes,
and
I know the Hive, the Red Queen. That. Yeah, and the scene that I loved in the first movie was when they went into that tunnel to turn her off, and she was like Najee, like. Here's some lasers for you. Like that had me hyped. I was hyped up. And like I said, the music, like, so Resident Evil has some good music in the games.
God-like music.
Like the music in the game is fire. Like
legendary.
You know the killer's on your butt when you hear that music, and you need to GTFO. In the movie, they did the same thing. They used music and like sound and like, you know, the audio in the whole movie was just fantastic. Like it worked. I think I had that as my ringtone at one time. The song, yeah, I think I did. I think I did at one point. And like in the iconic scene that I enjoyed with the lasers. That like it just like for me it gave me tingles, you know, like I got tingled. I don't know, like I got really hot. I was like, oh, like we about to because like
it's time to go.
Yeah, like I was it was just good. And like going back to the antivirus that's not in the games, the only person that it worked on was what's his name? Do we have because he's only in the second one.
Yeah,
because it never worked for Rain in the first one. Like Rain was given it, but she turned already.
You gave me like 2 seconds.
Santiago.
I remember it. Oh my goodness. Because in the second one, Carlos? No,
was it Carlos? I think it was. Yeah, it was Carlos. Carlos.
There we go. Carlos.
Yeah, it's Carlos.
There we go.
Yeah, so only worked on Carlos. That's all. Yeah, only worked on Carlos. But it's like I love how in the first movie though they don't really tell you, like the Red Queen. She says, you know, you get bit, scratched, you done. Right.
You done.
And she was not even giving Rain a chance. Like I feel like if they would have found, and you know, they got to make the movie progress. But I feel like if she found the antivirus when she got that first bite, she probably would have been all right. But they lingered it, and they didn't really, unless you remember, but I don't remember them saying like, you know, oh, it takes 3 to 5 hours. Like, you know, they didn't really give you like a time frame of like when you get bit or scratch, when do you turn? Because Rain was going through it. Like she got bit multiple times.
When the plot demands that you turn.
That's exactly
when you turn.
Because she turned in the car, which was an awesome scene. And then, speaking of the car, another character that I almost forgot to mention was the liquor. The freaking liquor showed up in the first movie. Now, come on, okay?
One of the most iconic horror.
Yes.
Like not villains, but like enemies. The liquor. When you first see the liquor, it's gut check time at that point. You're like, oh man, what is this?
Like he or they, I don't know the gender of the liquor. I don't know if they have one, but
it's just the liquor. You
that
know?
Sucker,
there it is.
It like with they did a great job with and speaking of like, I think did this movie come out This came early
So
2000.
the first Resident Evil came out in 2002.
Early 2000, yeah, 2002. So graphic wise, you know, CG, it was good. It was good, I would say, especially for the clicker. Because when that sucker was climbing up the walls and got homeboy, you know, the one who, and can we thank him? Can we thank what's his face? I forgot his name, but can we thank the homeboy who started it all?
Oh yeah.
Like,
yep.
Like, I mean, we wouldn't have a franchise without him, because he dropped.
Franchise would have been done without him.
Yeah, we wouldn't have it without him. So give it up to homeboy. But you know, he got his with the clicker, the liquor. I said clicker, Lord, the liquor. And yeah, like that was, but he turned quick too. Speaking of plot device, he turned really quick, because he got bit after she was like, oh, you know, he not gonna go nowhere. And then she showed the video for, she was like, show that beautiful footage, and he got took by the liquor, and then like, I think, you know, I mean, it probably time passed in the movie, you know, for the people in the movie, but for us who were watching it, it was like at least 15 minutes. Homeboy was like brains, you know.
Oh yeah, he was done at that point. But that's another reason why I say it's not like The Walking Dead, where it gives you a time frame of, okay, you wait maybe 12 hours, 24, and you're done. It's pretty much, all right, you get bit. Now when we need you to die, that's when you die. Like, that's what's happening. But it is a movie coming out in 2002, so I do understand it more than, okay, so here's my thing, right? Would you classify the first Resident Evil as a horror movie or as an action movie?
Yo, I'm so glad you asked that, because okay, y'all gonna fight me, y'all can if y'all want to, but I think it is a horror movie.
Oh yeah, we scrapping.
I think it's a horror movie.
That's an action movie.
Is it really?
Horror movie. Yeah, that's an action movie.
Okay. Hear me out. I say it's a horror movie because of all the horror tropes that are in there. Okay. So you have the monsters that they gotta fight through. You know, the infected people. You have the liquor. Lord, why? The liquor. Clicker's a different video game franchise, but you have that. You have the zombified dogs. Like, you have that. You know, the monster piece, right? And then you have the people. You know, you have the stereotypical, you know, audience. I mean, the people that the audience is rooting for to win. You have the star of the show. You know, star of the movie, who is Alice, and it's like, you are rooting for who to live, and when you watch the movie, people drop off, people die. You know, they're not dying from a slasher, but they're still dying. It's still like that eerie feeling. You know, it's scary. As a kid, when I saw that, I was scared. It scared me. Yes, but I would say maybe action horror. It was like a hybrid.
Okay.
Action horror, you know?
I'll let you make it on that, because my whole thing is, okay, everything you just described can be found in an action movie too.
Oh my God.
Okay, there's enemies that you fight, whether they're humans with guns or they're a zombie, that, you know, is still a thing, right? You have people that die off when the plot needs them to die off, like an action movie. You have your main hero, which can be the star of an action film or the star of a horror. So like, my whole thing is like, this movie, I think, takes it symbolizes what happens with Resident Evil. Not that I'm saying it's a bad thing, people that listen to this, that, okay, so Resident Evil 1 and 2, I would classify the games, I would classify as horror games. And even Resident Evil 3, those are horror games.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4, we're getting a little dicey on the horror part.
Yeah, so that's when
Resident Evil 5, I'm not scared at all. I'm just shooting people.
Basically. And then you really get back to, I would see even 6 is more action too.
6 is action.
So and then you get back to the horror when you play 7 and 8. Like 7 and 8 straight horror, like that's straight horror.
That's straight horror, but like, and I think with the movie, it kind of follows that. Like, it has horror elements, but I would say, just for me personally, it's an action movie. Not saying that that's a bad thing, I'm just saying, let's not say that this is a horror
I mean, there's
movie.
a lot of fighting and kung fu. I would say, Alice does, there's some Matrix in there too. I think, there's little.
Alice is dual wielding pistols,
Yeah,
shooting
she
thousands
kicking
of
in the
zombies,
air.
and we're saying it's a horror movie. Like, no, it's not.
Okay. You win. You win the discussion. You win. So now that we have classified the first movie as being, action adventure.
Action adventure.
We got to use game genres here. Game genres,
Yeah.
okay? Action adventure. It's an action adventure movie. As we go through the whole, like, they have a mission, like how video games are. You have a mission. They got a mission. They got to shut the queen down, figure out what the hell happened, and then like. It's like they I don't think they won. They didn't win in the first one. The first one
they just got away.
They just only two of them got away.
Yeah.
Well, actually no, because Alice got away, but Homeboy did because he got nicked by the liquor. Why do I keep saying liquor? Lord, the liquor.
And we gotta remember that Alice does have amnesia at this point.
So in the first movie, she didn't know who she was when she woke up. And she
just knows how to dual wield pistols.
She gains though. She gains her memories later on throughout the movie when like she starts having images about meeting with this girl. So like basically they was gonna like the whole plot of the first movie was that they were the officers were going to go into the hive, shut down the queen because someone went in, the homeboy that we mentioned, someone went in and unleashed the T virus. And they wanted to basically, because the Red Queen got all homicidal, started killing everybody. She used gas. She killed some chick in the elevator. She killed other people in the elevator. She drowned some folks. She was going massacre. She was killing everybody. To stop the spread of the T virus that was released in the air,
which is a callback to Resident Evil 2 when they nuked Raccoon City because they didn't want the virus to spread. So that is one thing. It wasn't the exact same thing, but it is a nice little touch. Yeah. Whereas like the big corporations, like, okay, we're just gonna kill everyone.
Yeah, like that's like the whole, like, I would say a repeating plot device in every single movie. Kind of, yeah. Like I would say in 2, definitely 3. We gonna talk more about 3, but 3.
Oh yeah.
I mean, kind of, sorta. I mean, by then, we'll talk about that. I have a whole spiel about 3. 3 is my favorite. I have a whole spiel about 3.
So do we want to go to 2?
Yeah, let's go to 2. Okay, let's go to 2. So he got nicked.
Yes.
And he becomes our favorite character. Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Nemesis. Yeah.
Nemesis.
Hence the second game. The second game said Nemesis. Was the second game had Nemesis? Yeah. Right.
Third game had Nemesis.
Oh, I thought the second one had Nemesis. Third game had Nemesis.
Second one had Mr. X.
Oh, okay.
Second one had Mr. X.
Oh, yeah. But
it's ironic that Nemesis showed up in the second movie because who else shows up? the Queen, Jill Valentine. This was the one time I'm like, Alice, you need to get
I want her to move out the way. And
Jill Valentine is here now.
Did you know it was her? But so this is what video game adaptations do. They could do great with this, costume design wise, or they could fail. Okay, costume design wise, I knew straight up who she was. Based on the outfit, I knew who she was. I was like, okay, that's Jill. Yep, I knew exactly. I knew they did everything. It's a simple cosplay, a simple, they did well. They did great. And I wanted Alice to move to the side. I wanted her to, like, you had your whole movie. You had a movie. Like, why are you here? Why is my girl in the sideline? Okay, I was. And then I think she was the only one that was a video game character. I think was she the first?
Yes, she was the first one because Nemesis shows up later in the movie. So she was the first one from the games
to show up.
And it's like, I'm like, man, that's Jill Valentine. Why isn't she the main character again? Right? I remember in 2004 me thinking, I'm like, why isn't she the main character? of this movie. Because we still got Umbrella, you know, Umbrella's still doing Umbrella things, you know what I'm saying? And Alice is still regaining some of her memories, you know what I'm saying? Zombies have spread through Raccoon City, which Raccoon City gets shown in this movie, which was really cool. And I gotta remember Sergeant Peyton Wells. Who else? Carlos was in this movie. Dr.
Carlos.
Ashford was in this movie. You know what I'm saying? And I think Angela was in this movie too. If I remember.
Angela was. Angela. Yeah. So, like the second one, S tier for me as well.
I love this movie.
The second one was so good. Like again, the music was great. The audio that they put in it was amazing. The action. Okay, so I would definitely say this one was action too. Mainly because, like, you know, she going back in the beginning. She wakes up, you know, Raccoon City is going to shits, and the first scene that I enjoyed from this movie was the church scene.
Yes,
the church scene had me. Oh my god! Like, it was like when she came in, because like, okay, so you get a glimpse of Jill. Like, she hears like the radio, and they're talking about, you know, the precinct or whatever, right? And she grabs some weapons, but you only see the bottom. You only see her boots, and that's when I was like, yo, this Jill with the boots. And then she goes to the door. Everybody, you know, the zombies are in the police station. She shooting them in the head. She's like, "I shoot them in the head." I was like, yes, like shoot them in the head. Like, and then and then, you know, the evil dude, he basically locks them in Raccoon City, and that's when, you know, they was going to nuke it at a certain time. So they start gathering the workers of Raccoon City, you know, the important people, and shipping them off or whatever. So this dude is like, I don't want to leave without my daughter, you know, like, I'm not going. And of course, you know, being the evil guy that he is, he forces the guy to leave. But then you have Jill, you have her homeboy, I forgot his name, the black dude, I forgot his name.
Yeah. Was that Sergeant? That wasn't. Was that Sergeant? Or was that Major Kane?
I think maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Was that Major Kane?
Can Google it real quick.
Also Mike Epps is in this movie. If
so I was gonna talk about him. He is so funny, okay? Like, I enjoyed him in this movie. Welcome on in. You love these movies? Yay! Yeah, we're like, hey, I'm cheek. We're going in. Yeah, I love that he was in here. And this is when we first learn about stars. Like, really who they are. Yeah, stars. Like, in the first movie, we kind of got a glimpse of who these are, but like, to be honest, I didn't know who they were. Like, I knew it was officers, but I didn't know who they worked for. In the second movie, we know they worked for stars. Do you know what it's? I forgot what. Oh my god.
Oh no! Now you're testing my gaming knowledge. Stars.
Yo, because I forgot what it stands for. Something. It's an acronym. Special something. I'm gonna Google it.
Hold on. I got it. Special Tactics and Rescue Service. There we go. I didn't have to Google it. Look at that. Special Tactics and Rescue Service.
Yes. So you learn about stars, you know, like Jill is a star, the dude's a star, everybody's stars. And like, you know, they're tasked by this, you know, this scientist to help, you know, find a daughter. But in the mix of that, they dealing with the undead, you know, going back to the iconic scene that we enjoy, the church scene with the liquor up there, eating people, and that church, the priest with his what was this, his wife or somebody he was feeding bodies to was in there. Yeah. And like okay, so this is where she steals the scene from Jill. Okay, Jill's been, you know, carrying it. She been doing her thing, you know, on her own. She in the scenes, you know. She like had the actress did Jill justice, okay?
Oh yeah,
she was a woman in charge. Then, you know, here comes Alice in a motorcycle, still in the scene. I'm just like, come on, girl, like, please.
Like, you didn't have to do that.
You would have to do a grand entrance like that. Okay, she just taste the liquor with the motorcycle and it dies like that. It was a nice scene though. That's just why I could say it's action. It was a nice scene.
But I was just like
with the bullets, the matrix with the bullets was nice too. When they put the bullets, they slowed down the bullets. That was nice. Yeah, it was nice. I would say it was nice. Mike Epps was hilarious. Yes. So Mike Epps ended up being in the precinct. I forgot what LJ. His character LJ.
I think so.
Yeah, his character's name LJ.
LJ, yeah.
So LJ is another character that
Lloyd
is
Jefferson. I remember it. Oh my god.
Yeah. Cause he introduces himself to everybody he meets.
Yep.
Cause he first he ends up in the precinct cause he got a hooker, a zombie hooker. Handcuffed to him, and she trying to bite his head off. So Jill shoots her, then shoots the handcuff so he could go free. And she tells him to leave town. So he is like this iconic like quote GTA motherfucker. He's in this car and he's just like 10 points. Y'all is rolling because that's how it would be like in real life. In real life, if we are in a car and we got zombies, listen,
you would not be like that though.
I would be like
screaming.
That. I mean, yes, I would be a passenger princess first of all because I can't drive. So I would be in the front seat. I can't drive. I can't drive. I haven't learned.
A grown woman. You can't
I haven't
drive.
learned. Listen, I tried to learn, but then COVID happened, so then I gotta do it. I gotta do it the day over again. Okay, stop.
Okay, so Lily, here's how you drive, right? So you put your foot on the gas pedal and your hands on the wheel, and then you fucking go somewhere. That's how you drive.
Listen. Yo, oh my god, yes, I'm gonna get to that. Okay, so let's just say in the zombie apocalypse, I will probably learn how to drive. I will probably take the wheel and drive like, GTA. I'll probably run over the zombies and everything. I love that he was introduced as, the movie character, he brought comedic relief to an action horror game. We're going to say action horror.
Which you need in movies, even though some people are like, why can't it just be serious all the No, you need
that comic relief. You need it, especially when you got Nemesis on the loose shooting up STARS agents. I think it was holed up at a bar. They were holed up somewhere. He starts lighting them up. And then, he had gold plated, like he was like the pimp.
Custom.
Yeah, he was like Monster's Custom. Oh, he had the whole suit on and everything, like Monster's Custom. Like he was like, I can handle mine. But he dropped those when Nemesis was about to hit him with his cannons. He dropped those, so he don't have those no more. But they all basically get together and they look for clues. So the another thing about the movies that I enjoyed was the clue factor that they introduced from the games. They're all going through clues. They're all looking through things. They're not just going to the mission. They actually find out information, doing that research, solving puzzles. I enjoyed that. And then they end up going into the school because all things lead up to the school, and where they find Angela. And she has another plot device. The anti-serum, the anti-T-virus.
What do you think of the antivirus?
I honestly being that most zombie, we're talking about zombie franchises.
Yes.
It's like you get bit, you done. Like I don't think I've seen an antivirus or an zombie, spray or whatever, like I don't think we've seen any of that in other zombie or quote unquote zombie movies. So I think wait, we did? When?
Did 40 Days and 40 Nights have a serum?
You said 40 days and 40 nights.
No, I mean I'm probably thinking of the
you mean
wrong
28
movie.
days?
28 days. Didn't they have
Okay, okay, so okay, this is where the zombie franchise is.
Wait, hold on now, because I could swear that they had an antivirus.
They did, but okay, are we saying those are zombies or those are? See, this is where it's just 20. So those are different level zombies, different levels of zombies.
Wait, because they don't. World War Z, they had an antivirus too.
World War Z, but those are okay. So are we saying those are zombies too? Those are infected zombies. Okay, so we're saying zombies.
I mean, they said zombies in the whole lead up to the movie. They were like
okay, zombies. So yeah, they had a cure. They had a cure. I Am Legend. Okay, I Am Legend. They had a cure, right?
Yes, I Am Legend did.
So I Am Legend had one. World War Z had one. But are we saying those are the same as the antivirus?
World War Z is zombies. So those are just straight up zombies. So I would say yes.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. You can disagree with me, but I would say yes.
Okay. So we listed a couple of movies that actually have a quote unquote anti serum to the zombies. Right.
So it wasn't.
But it's
new.
It doesn't work. Yeah, it wasn't new, but the way it worked in Resident Evil worked differently in those games. I feel those movies. I feel like in those movies we actually saw the process of it. I remember in I Am Legend he was testing on multiple quote unquote, zombies.
Yeah.
He was testing it out. I don't know if he tested it himself, but it worked instantly and those people were infected for a longer time. In Resident Evil though, it's you get bit, scratched, nicked or whatever, you have a grace period to get that. You could take it.
Yes.
But it's it's not gonna, cause that's where I'm is it the same though? Cause Carlos, for example, he got bit, but and again, this goes back to we don't know the grace period, but he got the antivirus at the right time because he was cured versus Rain, who got bit, got the antivirus, but still turned. So it's they kind of twisted it in Resident Evil. Because
the plot demanded it.
It's basically because the plot demanded it. When you think about World War Z, the I Am Legend, 28 days later, 28 weeks later, those movies kind of stopped once they got the cure.
Yes, once they have the cure, it's over.
They stopped. In Resident Evil, they kind of used the antivirus as something. They made it evil, to be honest. They made it as we have this, nana da boo boo. You have to do X, Y, and Z to get it. It's not just gonna be free. We're not making it for everybody. Whereas World War Z, I Am Legend, those movies, they made it for everybody. Once they found a cure, they gave it to everybody. They did it for the greater good. They did it for humanity.
Yes.
In Resident Evil, they was we have this, but we're not giving it to you. Nope. And when you talk about Angela, she was using it in a different way. She was using it to stop the same, I think it was MS. It was the same disease that her dad had that got him into the wheelchair. She was having it. So when you think about the antivirus and the antivirus, those were actually used as bio medicine.
Bioweapons.
Biomedicine in the Resident Evil, universe. Whereas the anti-zombie, I don't even know what they're called, but the other movies version was just used to cure the zombies, to cure anybody who was affected, who can be cured, but in Resident Evil it wasn't. In Resident Evil they flipped it all the way around. They just was and she was using it to cure a disease. And it's if she stopped using this, she would, go back. And also Alice was affected.
Yes,
Alice was affected. And she had a different, can you say she had a different strain of the T virus? Because the T virus gave her powers. The T
virus had a different reaction on her body. So she was an anomaly. and was probably what the T virus was made for in the first place. It worked like that. It worked like that in the games too. Sometimes the T virus would turn you into a zombie. Sometimes you would turn into Wesker. It just all depends on what happens with your body.
Yo, we I can't wait till we get to Wesker.
Or like sometimes you turn into because William Birkin tested on himself in the games and turned into he had the thing with the eyeball on his shoulder. So like it has different reactions to different people.
Yeah, and then in what's his name? I forgot his name, but he was a chemist in the third one. He used it. It gave him like tentacles, like
yes.
Like it's just it's like you never know. Like you never know. That's what I'm saying. Like I hear and I agree, but it's like the antivirus, the T virus, like in Resident Evil. It's like you never. It's like flipping a coin. You never know what you're gonna get. Yeah, it's like a surprise box. You never know what you're gonna get inside. Okay, you get the cure, or you be a zombie. You get the cure, or you be some sort of like mutant with an eyeball on your shoulder. You never know. You never know. Or you could be like Alice and be able to move things and stuff like that. Like
And also, do you remember at the end of Resident Evil 2? They nuked the city, which is what they did in Resident Evil 2, the game.
Yep.
And everyone was like, "Oh, Alice."
She changed the virus. Yep.
Alice got away, and then Umbrella was like, "Oh, that was our plan all along." It's like, well,
they wanted her to,
but you tried to kill her multiple times before this. So how is this your plan all along?
But like,
I hate when movies do that.
I hate that because it's like it didn't make sense to me because y'all spent the entire movie trying to kill her. Y'all had her go up against Nemesis. Right. And luckily Nemesis had a heart. It was like, nah, G, like I'm not messing up with my girl. Like, I have memories from the past. And, he ended up, killing the other people. But it's like y'all spent the entire movie trying to kill them, including her. Y'all wanted to kill her. So it's like when she died, quote unquote died. Because it's like, okay, are we saying that this is the original Alice though? Because moving on to the third, my favorite one.
I actually don't like this movie.
You don't like Extinction?
Extinction was garbage too. Really? I was like, man, this movie is
damn. You don't like it? Okay, tell me why you don't like it. I'll tell you why I like it. So I'll tell you why you don't like it.
I think this is the movie where they were like, all right, so the source material, we're gonna do whatever we want with that, and we're not gonna care at all. Like this is the one movie that I'm like, this has nothing to do with anything. Like the only thing this has has to do with Resident Evil is Claire.
Yo, I know what you're gonna say. That's it. Yo, Miss Eli Larder. I know her because she's in all my favorite movies. But okay. So I like it because it's giving me that Mad Max vibe. Like it's it's basically, and I like how in the intro we didn't even talk about this. So the intros of all the movies basically do like the Star Wars thing. They got the Star Wars recipe where they give you like a breakdown what happened, like what's going on. So like if you haven't watched the other movies, you good. Like you already know where you at in the movie. You know where you at. So like in the third one, they tell you like, basically we lost. Zombies are all over the world. The half of basically all of the world is a desert, and zombies are walking free and everything like that, right? So it gave me like Mad Max vibes. Like you out here trying to survive. You everybody in the movie was just living the day as if it was their last. They was just like going with it. Traveling in a van and stuff.
We screwed up.
Zombies everywhere. And like you get to see humanity as a whole in this one. You get to see the worst in people, and you get to see the goodness in people. The worst in people was when Alice. So let's just backtrack and give y'all the little synopsis. So she she quote unquote died.
Alice is a clone.
She becomes a clone. So the original Alice, I don't is dead. Let's just say she's dead. The original Alice is dead. So she becomes a clone, and they do these experiments. And at first, like, you think you're in the first movie because they have like the whole scene going on. Like, she's in the red dress, she's going through the corridors and stuff. So you think you're in like the first movie, but then she gets shot up by, I think it was like bullets, like
no, like she got killed by a bounding mine.
Yeah, okay, that's what you can say. But yeah, and then they have a whole pile of Alices. Yep. Just dead in a ditch.
And this lets you know that Umbrella is sick.
They don't give a damn.
They do not.
They just out here just, we can make another one. Like, we don't care. So eventually they have the Alice, the quote unquote our Alice, the one who's going to be in this movie. Not the OG Alice, she a clone. So they take her out of the cryostasis or whatever. She's like in the tank. They take her out. They give her like, they basically try to remove the memories of the original Alice because they don't want her to be corrupted by, the stuff that Alice was trying to do back in the day. But then like they it never worked.
Wolverine. It was kind of a Wolverine.
It was like, exactly. It was a Wolverine plot device.
And, go from there.
Yeah. But she eventually remembers and she kills everybody and she leaves, right? And then, they actually, I think she actually escaped because of Carlos and their team.
Yeah, Carlos and
like, she kills everybody, but they basically gave her the getaway car. They gave her the getaway car. So she, and this was like the ending of the second movie was like, we know, she's out there. So then going back into the third movie, she's just out there, and I think she like cut off all ties to them because it was like they were following her around, tracking her, and she didn't want to put them in danger, so she went on her own journey. And this is where we meet the Alice that the new Alice, who has all these superpowers and everything.
Oh my god!
And it's like
this is getting worse by the second.
No, I like it though. Okay, so listen. She meets the bad people. They try to kill her and everything, but then I think she they had zombie dogs or whatever. So she got the zombie. It was the action, a lot of kung fu in that whole sequence that I love. A lot of kung fu, but she finds clues and everything. She's trying to find this sanctuary. I think it was Arcadia. It's like some sanctuary, some place I could see why this is lackluster, because apparently there's this place, this utopia that is free of infected. So she's trying to find this free of infected place. And she eventually runs into the caravan owned by Claire Redfield, who happens to have Carlos and LJ. And this happens to have them. But I like it because of the action. Let's just say.
Look at you stuttering.
I like it because of the action. It's very, very action packed. I like it. But I can see your point. It was just all over the place. Yeah, okay, fine. I still like it. It's not S tier though. It's more like B. It's B tier. But I still enjoy it. Y'all can't say I didn't enjoy it though. Y'all can't say I didn't enjoy the action and everything.
Okay, the action was cool when I was
The action was fire.
I was like a teenager in 2007, so I guess it was cool, but like...
I mean, okay, yeah, the action was fire. And when she was using her powers and stuff, like, okay, so they use this caravan, they travel from state to state in the road, they just travel, a whole bunch of people travel, right? They need gas, so they stop at Las Vegas. They stop at Las Vegas, which is a dead zone, is desert everywhere. And in I believe she used her powers, and that's how they found out where she was, because they start unleashing the zombies everywhere. They have like these these trucks, like the what you call it, the truck casings, the
oh yeah, yes.
Yes, full of zombies. They just happen to drop and unlock, and zombies are everywhere. Like, I mean, I loved it. Like the crows. When how can we forget Ashanti?
Ashanti,
she was in there. She was in there too. She was the nurse. She was the sexy nurse. And you know, she was in there. My girl was acting. Okay, she was in there.
But like, why though?
I mean, they need because characters. You know, I would say when you're going back to our discussion about characters that are just in the movie to fill up the movie, she was in it to fill up the movie. She was,
Ashanti to fill up a movie.
She was in there, but she did it good. Like, I mean, she was in there for like a hot second though, because she got. Listen, I mean, I'm not hating on Ashanti. I love Ashanti. Ashanti did great. She did good in this movie. Okay, she did good, but she wasn't in there for that long. Okay, like she got eaten up, and that was a good scene though. Y'all can't say that was a good scene with the crows. When the crows started eating people, now that. As a kid, as an adult, that scares me. That they brought birds. They basically brought birds. Y'all know the movie Birds. Okay, Albert Hitchcock. Y'all know the classic movie Birds. They brought birds in Resident Evil. Okay, because those suckers were out there. They ate the zombie. They ate the zombie meat, and they became just this oh my god, Pharaoh, and started eating people. Okay. And you can't get the birds off of you. They were like, they were just going through like the way they had the funnel, and just like going through the they use sound and everything. They went through the buses and stuff. They just like, it was great formation. But she, unfortunately got eaten up by the birds and stuff. And then you have Alice coming in and she burns all the birds, like.
Burns every single bird.
Every single bird. Like that was fire. That whole scene was fire. Okay. Oh, you know how many people died? They had a whole caravan of people cut in half by some birds. Okay, not even zombies, birds. Okay. So action was great. I can see how y'all are saying that is not that great of a movie based on the plot and everything. It's cheesy.
If we took Resident Evil out of the title of this movie, would you watch it again?
I mean, I watch it all the time. When it comes on TV, I watch it. I pause when it comes on.
If Resident Evil wasn't, if this was just called like fucking Zombie World or something, would you watch it again?
I mean, yeah, it was action packed. It did what it did as a action movie. It did what it had to do. Yes, the plot was cheesy. Okay, I would say Melee, aka Alice, was the most cheesy in this movie. Okay,
it gets worse.
Yes. I feel like the trilogy, you could stop at the trilogy if you really want to have a marathon. Go for it. But you could just stop at the trilogy. Like, 1 through 3. Stop at the trilogy. No. I'm not. The third movie, hey, gotta stop. It's fun. It's a fun movie. I'm putting my foot down. It's a fun movie.
So I will say this. If I wanted to just eat some popcorn, take a girl out on a date, I'd probably watch the third one. I'd be like, okay.
I do enjoy gore, yes.
But, like, anything after that, I'm not watching this again.
I mean, yes, I agree with you. Because it got stupid after this. After the third one, like the third I could take. The third I feel like the third kind of like, what's that genre of movies where like you could watch it on a good Friday night with your friends. Y'all throwing popcorn, y'all got drinks and stuff, y'all just hanging out. It's definitely a movie you could sit down and watch with your friends or by yourself and have a good time. But it is not one of those movies where you gotta take it serious.
Mimosa right next to me though.
Yeah, like you can't take. You got a mimosa. Oh my god, you can't take the third movie seriously. The first two, yes, the first two are very serious. They're not as cheesy or campy as the third one. The third one kind of just It was like they needed a third movie with action. And it's one of the action movie. And that's what it is, an action movie. You just there to see people die. You there to see people get eaten by zombies, eaten by crows apparently. You're there to see Melee do her action work, you know. You're there to see people, you know, shoot up, blow things up. That's what you're there for. You're there to see that. You're not there really for like, and I feel like if you're watching the third movie, you kind of get a sense that, you know, this is not like quote unquote Resident Evil.
Like this isn't Resident Evil.
It's just not,
at least to me.
Like you kind of got the sense. Yeah, you already. I mean, when I first watched it, I already knew. I was like, okay, this is one of those movies where like it's not. Yeah, I already knew. I was like, it's already one of those movies that is not sticking to the game, whereas the first two kind of had game. Like I would say, like they had more game stuff in the first two than this one. This one just had Claire Redfield. That's it. That's it. They had Claire.
Claire was cool though.
She was in it. Well, Claire was good. Claire. When I saw Claire, actually, okay, another character that showed up and you already knew who she was based on the costume design. Okay, when she showed up, I already knew who she was. I was like, that has to be Claire. Yep. And then when it said Claire, I was like, I knew it. I knew that was Claire. She was the only game character, to my knowledge, that was in the third movie, and she did a great job.
If I
think it was just Claire. It was just Claire. She was the only one. But you know, again, she kind of got, you know, the second seat in this one again. You know, Alice was the whole plot in this one again.
Why?
We don't know why. But you know, well, her husband is the director. If y'all curious, her husband is the director, so that's why he had her in the movies. But you know, but besides that, honestly, it was a good movie. I had a good time. It's a good time with some, you know, with some wine. Oh, I'm gonna quote this: "Good time with some wine." That's one of those movies. That's a good time with some wine. Okay, so going on, you know, the whole Extinction vibe didn't really make sense to me. That the title didn't really make sense to me. I get that, you know, we living in the desert now. You know, humanity is probably dead somewhere. You know, like we don't know if the humans,
things aren't going great.
These aren't going great. We don't know if the humans that we encounter in the movie are the only humans that are alive. We don't know that.
Yes.
But I would say when they get to their destination eventually, you know, you get to see, cause basically they were using zombies they was trying to get them to gain intelligence.
Yep.
They were using, this goes back to the use of the T virus and the antivirus. Like, that's what I enjoy with the Resident Evil franchise, is that they're able to just use this, you know, this you know, it's in the game, it's not in the game. You have one that's in the game, you have one that's not in the game. They use it in a different way. So they're using it to build intelligence, you know, with the zombies and everything. But homeboy, and I actually thought he was Mr. X at one point. I thought they was gonna go that way. I did think they was gonna go that way. I did, but he because when he first showed up, I don't know, he kind of gave me like a younger version of, like, you know, someone who, like, I knew he was going to use the, like, maybe not use a T virus, but I knew something was going to happen to him. I knew he was important to the movie. But like, I just couldn't pinpoint who he was. Like, I knew he wasn't Whisker. I was like, who else could he be, really? But he ended up just being a movie character, who took the T virus and it transformed him into a monster. And
that's usually how it goes.
Yeah, usually how it goes. Like I said, you never know. So if you flipping a coin, you don't know. And you know, is he in the fourth one?
Ooh.
The fourth one, they went to Wesker, right? The fourth one, because they took all the clones.
Man,
This is where we go down a rabbit hole. This is where we go down.
The fourth one, I have to say at the end of this movie, is where we get the Alice clones.
Yep.
Teaming up to take down Umbrella.
Yep.
Which is and here's the only good, if we're gonna switch to 4, the only good thing I'm gonna say about Resident Evil Afterlife.
That's the fourth one, right? It's fourth one.
That's the fourth one.
Okay, yeah.
3D, by the way. 3D.
Oh yeah, I saw it in the movies. I saw it in the movies in 3D.
2010.
I did. Me and my sister went.
Is the first 5 minutes.
It is.
After that, it goes to hell in the head.
Hell yeah! Like the clones showed out. So okay, is Afterlife the one where they open up in Tokyo?
Yeah,
with the zombie lady with the umbrella.
Yes.
That's the best. That's the best. You get again with you see a pattern here where they use audio to really like get you pumped. I was hyped. I was like, oh shit. Okay, like great editing for the people who the producers, everybody. Great editing and that whole intro to the movie, the credit scene, the intro credits were great. And then you go back to they're basically finishing they're because they killed a dude but they're trying to stop Umbrella.
They're trying to stop Umbrella.
Yeah, so they got the soldiers on top of the roof and everything. They kung fu and stuff. And then you get the Matrix and everything. It was very cheesy. But they kicked booty though.
Like this scene was
with
awesome.
the wires.
Alice goes through the entire Umbrella Corporate. It kills every single one.
Everybody. She even had Wesker. She had Wesker shaking in his boots though. He left. He left everybody to die.
And remember, at the beginning of this movie, chat, this is when Alice has the telekinetic power still. As Wesker boards the plane to leave in the beginning of the movie, the real Alice, which means the original Alice, which we haven't heard of in like a movie, got on the plane. It was about to kill Wesker, but then gets infected with the antivirus,
cures her
superpowers. I guess it makes sense. And like, yeah,
but like,
and then the plane crashes, and she wakes up in Alaska, and gets attacked by Claire and all that jazz. So yeah.
Oh my god! Like it's just, but it's like. That whole scene was great though. It was great until she got that antivirus.
Like I said, I was so confused. 5 minutes
was fire. But then it kind of got stupid because it's like they were looking for Arcadia, but it ended up being.
I'm going to this prison. Oh wait, there's two good scenes in the movie. There's one in the prison too.
But, in the prison,
yeah.
I love the prison.
Ended up going to the prison.
I love the prison.
And guess who's in the prison?
It's okay. He the dude with the hammer thing.
No, him because he was awesome. But the other guy that's in the prison, Chris.
Oh, yes. I thought you was talking about a monster.
Oh,
I didn't get that yet. I thought you was talking about a monster. But
no, he's really cool too.
Yeah,
like because they took the monster directly from Resident Evil 5, which was awesome.
Yo, it looked good. It looked hella great. Cause like, okay, so she ends up finding because basically at the end of Extinction, they think they're at Arcadia or whatever, but they end up getting kidnapped and stuff like that, right? So so Jill Valentine. Okay, question though. Is that thing on her chest part of the game and I missed it out? Or is that something that...
So, to me, it looked horrible in the movie, but it actually
is
in
the game?
Resident Evil 5. Yes.
Resident 5? Okay, see, 5 I didn't play.
That is how Wesker
I didn't finish 5.
Jill after Wesker kidnaps Jill.
See, this is why you're here, because I didn't finish 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I played 5 a lot.
Okay, honestly. Okay. 5, I heard 5 was very popular.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's just that it's not a horror game.
It's action.
But you can still shoot things, and I like shooting things.
It's action. Okay, so the little thing that's on her chest is part of so that's another thing they brought from the games in the movie.
Yes.
She looked good in the suit and everything, but basically they it's like a ruse. They lied. They got punked. They thought it was utopia, but it ended up being a prison or whatever, and they kidnapped everybody. So now you have Alice and Claire. Claire don't know who she is because she took the thing off. She's trying to figure out she basically has amnesia, right? And then Alice is still trying to find this like utopia or this place that is like not infected. It's full, people are not infected or whatever. But she ends up going to this prison where you have the most idiotic characters, I would say. I mean, the only one I liked was what's his face? The one from Soul Food. I forgot his name.
Luther?
Yeah, Luther. Is it the one with the bullhead dude? He was cool.
Luther. Yeah.
He was cool. They was in the prison like Dawn of the Dead. And the character I didn't like was the actor, the one who was the bougie one.
Oh yeah.
His assistant was annoying too. The girl was annoying. The other actress, she was annoying.
So annoying.
Those three just did. I just like, why was they in there? Like, it just didn't make no sense to me. But I get it. You need filler characters. Those were another filler characters.
You need characters to get dragged.
You need characters to die.
Yes.
They were there to just die. So they meet. Like, Alice goes in, and they apparently had this prisoner. Did you know it was him? Because I didn't know it was him. As they were describing him, they were describing they had this prison, whatever. But I didn't understand who he was.
So I thought it would I thought it was gonna be Leon.
Oh, you thought it was gonna be Leon.
I thought it was gonna be Leon, which would have been awesome because I like Leon more than Chris. But
everybody do.
But when I saw him, I was like, "There's only a few characters from the game it could be," and since Resident Evil 5 just came out, it's probably Chris. So, and lo and behold,
it was Chris. And like another big ups to the costume designers. When you eventually see this prisoner, this quote-unquote prisoner they're talking about, I was like, oh, that's Chris. And then he go, Claire, and I'm like, oh, that is Chris. That's our boy Chris.
And that was another reason why I knew it was Chris, because like they were not gonna have Claire
and not have Chris
in the movie without Chris showing up at some point.
They needed it. So he showed up, and the actor who played him really, really played Chris. Like I felt like he embodied Chris. Like the voice, the mannerisms. Like he was a soldier. He was like, yo, like I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything, okay? Y'all gonna need me, okay? If y'all want to get out of this prison, y'all gonna need me, okay? I know everything.
Oh yes.
And my favorite part was when they were basically kind of sort of booby trapping the prison. They were getting the weapons and everything. And can we talk about the quarters though?
Okay, so here's my thing, and this is the second cool scene in the movie.
That was so cool, right?
The fight with the Axemen is very, very cool. And remember when Alice does her backflip off of the shower wall, and that's when she regains her memories.
Yes,
I was like, okay, this is stupid, but it's awesome.
It was so fire though, because
it's awesome though.
Like, homegirl was using quarters as bullets, which when you think about it, I mean, I don't know if it can. It makes tons of sense.
Also, that would never work.
It would never work. It would never work. But it works in the movie because who's manufacturing. I've always wondered, and y'all could chime in on this as well. Have y'all ever wondered how people get ammo in the apocalypse? Because I do. Okay, where did they get all the ammo? The Walking Dead, where did they get the ammo? The Last of Us, where did they get the ammo?
In the comic books for The Walking Dead, they actually have a very good reason on how they get the ammo.
Oh, because I haven't read the comics, so you tell me.
Not in the show. It's making up whenever the plot allows it.
Like I could get the comics. The comics kind of make sense, like books, literature. They kind of can expand on the process.
And also, I think in The Last of Us, they craft bullets.
In the Last of Us, okay, so no,
they craft bullets.
Not in the show though. The show, I've never seen them craft bullets in the show.
I don't think so. But yeah,
but he had endless ammo.
I know it. Yeah, I know in the game it's a big point to like craft bullets.
Yeah, that's how. In
the Walking Dead show, they didn't really do that, but in the comic books, they show them like raiding like an auto manufacturer for parts to make bullets. So that is.
Yeah.
They did kind of show how they did it, but like in the shows, it's kind of like, hey, we only got like an hour, so we're not showing.
Yeah, in the shows and in the movies, they don't tell you how they get ammo. So when you have, Alice using coins as ammo, I love that. I was like, who thought about that? Because like, okay, yes, you can craft ammo, yes, but you need gunpowder. Where you gonna get that? Where you gonna get gunpowder? Where you gonna get that? I mean, in where? Y'all tell me. Can you make it? I don't know.
You would need a lot of time to make gunpowder out of regular things. Yes,
and in the movie, it just doesn't. In the movie, it doesn't work. In the book, you can't expand on it, and TV shows, like I said, they just happen to have magical ammo. But to have her use coins was fuego. Okay, I loved it. It made good action scenes. Okay, that the quarters splitting through. I love how they did the Matrix again. The Matrix edited. We could see the quarter go through. Very great.
And it was 3D, so you had to see the coins go directly through.
I was dodging them. I was like, because I saw it in 3D too. So I was like, they was coming over like this. But yeah, like they basically, figure out that they have to eventually leave. There's only one plane with 2-seaters, and there's like 7 people, I think, but eventually a few of them get knocked off. Homeboy, the assistant, he gets sucked through a hole. There's a hole with because you got a whole prison full of zombies basically, and they're mutant zombies. They got those little like tentacle thingies, like they're coming out they mouth. Let's talk about that. There's coming out their mouth.
Also, they made it a point. I don't know why they made it a point to say that zombies can't swim, which I mean, yes, they cannot. So I was happy about that. They were accurate. It's like, zombies. We should be fine if we cross it because zombies can't swim. And it's like, all right, cool. Right.
But they did get but they did get the girl though. Because remember,
that was the only thing is like they said zombies can't swim, and I was like, yeah, that's
but cool. They were swimming because they got the girl.
To the edge, and they
sucked her out the water, and that scared the crap out of me. Because I hate when movies do that. I hate when movies and TV shows do this, where they have like, and it gives me hella like PTSD because I would watch a TV show, or this movie, right? As an example. And, the characters are talking, they're having the power, they're hugging, they're like, yay, we lived. And all of a sudden, someone gets snatched. I hate that. I hate it. Oh, God, it just makes me scared. Like, every time, if I'm ever in a situation where, like, and I've never been in a situation such but if I was ever in a situation where I'm running from something and there's like like a door open or like just some place where like you could just get, I don't like being the last person. That's why I don't know if anybody has ever
never take you to an escape room then.
No. Ask my sister. I do not like to be the last person. I am in the middle. I don't want to be in the first. I don't want to be the first person because the first people, they get it too. I don't want to be in the back because they get snatched too. I'm in the middle because if people in the front get snatched, I know to not go that way. And if people in the back get snatched, I know not to go that way. So like, when she got snatched, it was like, it was scared me. It just got me the heebie-jeebies. I just like, it makes me nervous. Every time I see in a movie or a TV show, a scene like that where like, I can talk about a good example. The Friday the 13th, the remake, when they were going through the tunnel. And they were like, oh my God, yeah, we got to the tunnel. We're doing great. Jason, he takes his machete and puts it up the girl's stomach. Like,
oh yeah,
and snatches her. I can't. Like, I just can't. Why do movies do this? Why do TV shows? Why do people think this is okay? It just drives me insane. I hate it. It's just because like, when she got snatched, I was like, oh my God. Like, I knew she was gonna die anyway because she one of those characters that is probably gonna die off. But I'm just like, damn, man. Like, she was so happy to get out that water. She was living her life. Okay. She was like, I'm an Olympic swimmer.
Oh my God, yeah.
She did say that. And she gets snatched up. So like, they got to deal with that. And then So that's one less person that needs to fly out. But then you got the crazy dude, the bougie director dude,
Yep.
panicking.
Bougie director dude.
Panicking. Okay, he ends up taking that was a ship, taking the plane and going places, right? Going away, and they got to figure out how to get the battery or the engine, excuse me, into the tanker so they could leave out, because basically the prison is surrounded by zombies plus the mutant dudes with the axe.
Yep, and they're not too happy.
They're not too happy. And can we talk about the beat though? When they was banging on the door, they was banging on the gate. They was like, ksh, ksh. It was like like it just kind of it got you pumped up. It got you in that mood. Like I was literally scared. I was like, if y'all don't get out of there. They be looking at the toy monsters like, oh shoot, they trying to break in. No shit. It's the gate tub.
This wasn't news.
No, they trying to break in. So they got to figure out how to get the barrier or whatever. I don't know if they actually did get the barrier. Did they?
Did they get the barrier?
The battery. I don't think they got the battery because the dude.
Oh yeah, I think they did, because they had to take the armored truck to get out.
Did they take the armored truck? Am I blanking on that?
Yeah, they had to take the armored truck to get out.
They got out. Okay.
Because Chris told them, hey, there's an armored police vehicle here, and this is how we can get out in exchange for his freedom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So they did get. I'm blanking on that because I know they ended up. It was Chris, Claire, Alice, who got
Chris,
out.
Claire, Alice, who went to Arcadia.
They went to Arcadia because Luther ended up in a tunnel because he got snatched, but he didn't die. So that's another thing. It's like, again, this is where like the movie is like we pick who gonna die, who gonna live, because he got
Chris
snatched.
Isn't dying, Claire isn't dying.
You know they
ain't
not dying. They not dying. But
then
Luther.
Get it.
Yeah, but Luther, he was an anomaly because he got snatched. Remember, he got snatched by the claw people. I love doing this because they coming out their mouth, and he ended up in a tunnel. You see him at the end of the movie. Okay,
at the very end of the movie,
he lived just like a Mac just lived, just like got through it. No nick, no bite, nothing. Just lived.
Nothing. He didn't have a weapon on him, I don't believe. So like,
I don't know how he did exactly. I didn't see no weapon. I just saw him get snatched. And I'm like, oh shoot, he did. But they ended up in Arcadia, and then this is where you see
oh my god.
And this was you can't say you didn't like this scene. You can't say you didn't like this scene.
Oh, I could definitely say
this scene was fire. Okay,
I will say this: the only good part of the scene is that it is a callback to Resident Evil 5 again, where he tosses his glasses, which is what he does in the game.
Yes,
he tosses his glasses. His eyes are red, showing that he has superpowers. But that's the only thing. Anything else is like. No.
Can we talk about
with the dogs?
Okay, the dogs with the claw. They dogs also got the thingy going on with the mouse situation. But can we talk about the remix of was it Kill Switch Engage? No, it's a Perfect Circle. A Perfect Circle.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the remix of their song? I have the album. I have the Perfect Circle album. With that song in it, but they remixed it. It's sheep something. So like it sounds like sheep something. It's a good song. Y'all should check it out. But they remixed it, and it basically became the like theme of the movie because every action scene had that song in it.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I can't play it. I can't play it.
Yeah, you can't play it, but yeah, I do remember.
I loved it. I didn't mind. I enjoyed it.
Also, at the end of the movie, at the mid-credit scene, Jill being controlled by the same thing that was controlling Alice, which makes sense because in the game, that's how they control Jill. So as a fan of the games, I was like, all right, well, finally, but I was like, it's about 2 movies too late for me. And it's like this movie sucks. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It was like it was action.
Good.
It was sucky action. Like it. The only thing that had to do with the video game was Claire and Chris, and then and Wesker and the dogs, and you know they had little things, but like the whole like plot of the movie was lackluster to me. The 3 annoying the characters. Mm-hmm. I just couldn't stand them. Like it's just, I don't know. I saw it in 3D. I paid the movie price to go see it, and I mean I would say it's another one where you could have a wine and probably have a good time because it's full of action. Like it did what it was supposed to do. Did it make sense? No, it didn't make sense at all. This movie didn't make sense at all. I was like, where are they going with this? Okay.
Like I think it was just a movie to where they were gonna put things that they thought were cool in the movie, and no
at all.
It didn't work.
And then so then Jill, she finds they find out that Arcadia is not Arcadia really. Arcadia is the ship. Yeah. Full of
again, they figured
it's just
they did the same thing in the last movie.
It's like so they do this, which is another movie trope that I hate, is when they warn you late. They warn you late. Like it's like, oh no, don't go through that door, but you already went through that door.
Yep.
That's what they do in this movie. It's like, oh no, like don't go in there. Oh god, you're in there already. Like you should have said to not go in there like 10 minutes ago. Like when I was about to head over there, you should have said don't go over there. But no, they do that. Oh my god, like don't go over there. But they're already on the ship. They're already like playing with technology. They find Kmart. She was a character in the Kmart. Yeah, she was a character in Extinction. They find out her. They basically have all the humans are cryo, or you can say cryo sleep or whatever. Like they're in like these little tubes. And they release everybody. Everybody's like, oh my god! And this is another thing. Everyone's all happy, and all of a sudden, here comes Jill in a helicopter. The same sequence from the 3rd movie, but you get to see. I guess you get to see it in action. You get to see what they did. They blew everybody up, and then it's like people die. Basically, people die.
Wow.
Wow. But it didn't make sense to me because, like, where how they get with the people though? How they get everybody? Did everybody fall for the arcade? Was everybody looking for this utopia? Because that was a lot of people on that ship though.
So they actually did explain that. So,
they did. I missed that. I must have missed that.
Arcadia was a thing set up by Umbrella to get human test subjects. So they did actually explain that.
They did. Okay, I missed that. All I know is that Alice was out there looking for this magical place, and took Claire with her.
Yep.
I forgot. I missed that they had explained that. But my thing is like, why would? Okay, did they tell the people that this was human testing? Or did they do it?
They said it as
it was a utopia.
They said it as a utopia. And then when they got there, Umbrella.
Yeah. So they ended up shooting everybody, they did, which didn't make sense to me again. It didn't make no sense to me again. You have these test subjects, right? Why are you trying to kill them, Jill? She blew up the whole ship. And then when you think about it, so now we go into Redemption. Retribution, which is the 5th one.
Retribution.
The intro.
Guess what?
What?
More Alice clones.
Yes, more Alice clones. More Alice clones in Retribution. Like, I just so the Alice clones, they tried to blow up But they actually did. They actually ended up blowing him up.
They blew up Arcadia.
They blew up Arcadia.
And we don't know what happened to Chris and Claire and Kmart.
No, they don't explain what happened to them. They don't. All we know is that Whisker got blew up in his helicopter because of the clones. The Arcadia's R.I.P.
Yep.
We don't know what happened to Claire. We don't know what happened to Kmart. We don't know what happened to Chris. They are not in
it's left ambiguous.
They don't appear anywhere else. They kind of stop. So Alice goes.
Why?
She has more clones. They're still trying to take Umbrella away. They're still trying to stop it, whatever. And, you know, I did enjoy the sequence. Don't get me wrong. I did enjoy the intro sequence again, where they kind of did, it was like a fast forward. They fast forward everything. They rewind and stuff. Was beautiful, you know. But another movie where it's like, what is the plot here?
More clones.
What is the plot?
But there is one saving grace in this movie, and I think you already know what it is. The wife is in the movie. Ada Wong.
Yes. So this is the one where they go back. Late. But this is Leon too. And we can't forget about Leon with his hair. Mm-hmm. Leon's in here too with his hair. And that was a good actor to play Leon. Like, he looked good. Like, Leon is like,
but like, Barry is in this movie too, which is great. But like, we're 4 movies too late.
Thank you.
On Leon and Ada, like, nah, bro,
yeah,
I stopped caring at this point.
But they weren't even like. So Retribution, they basically, and this is where it's like, where's the plot going? Like, they basically created this clone type Raccoon City, which is like a testing. Oh my God. It's like, basically you go through it's like Dante's Inferno. You go through all the levels to get out.
That's a good way to put it, because it's like
that's what it was. Exactly what it was. They have the characters in this movie: Alice, Leon, Ada, the fillers. They have to go through each and every single, I would say, fake scenario, because they're basically testing out the T virus. They're testing out the environment. So you got, and I did enjoy the Tokyo. I did enjoy, because that's where they had the monsters came back again. The ones with the hammers on the board, the hammers. I love that sequence. That was great. The Russian, when it was in Russia, that was great. It was a nice little car sequence going on. I did enjoy it. But again, it's like, where's the plot going? You have these individuals.
We've ran out of ideas.
We did exactly.
This is what it is. And I'm sorry for anyone who loves this movie.
No, I don't think anybody
did. There's no way you can tell me that at this point they didn't run out of ideas. I was like, man, I wonder what we're gonna do next. I know. Let's put Leon and Ada in. Like, okay, of course I'm gonna watch it for.
But
Leon
have them do
Ada,
nothing.
like,
really.
Nothing.
They did nothing. Like, Ada was there to explain things to Alice. That's what she was there. She was there to explain what the hell was happening, because Alice, the clones, they died. The clones died again. They killed the clones. Again, is this the OG Alice, or is it the clone Alice? We don't know. This is just Alice. We just calling Alice.
Like, I stopped keeping track.
We don't know if this is. We just know she's Alice. Oh my God, Loki.
She's an Alice.
We just know this is Alice, and this is where they have the town. This is where they have the town, yes. And they're using the clones. They're using the clones to they basically clone everybody. They didn't just clone Alice. They clone Rain. They clone Carlos. They clone everybody. Like, everybody from the first game came back in this one. They have this neighborhood, this fake Raccoon City, where people apparently, like, they reenact the scenario, the zombies taking over. They reenact it, and they break out. I think the fake Alice dies. They have this girl. Yep. they have this girl who is deaf, who is the clone daughter of Alice, the fake Alice, the clone Alice that lives in the city. Then you have the fake Rain, who has no idea. She's not a soldier. She's just an average babysitter. Like, I think she said she was a babysitter. But you throwing them in there, and then it's like you got Leon, you got Ada, you got Luther comes back in this one. You got him. You got this Russian dude. I don't forgot his name. I think it said some Russian name. I forgot his name. But they basically have to leave the seven gates of hell, the Dante's Inferno, to reach the surface. They have to reach the surface. So all of this is happening underground in this like biome. This like basically a biome, right? Like,
yeah, pretty much.
And they have to leave. They have to go up this elevator and everything.
Before we go too deep into the ending of the movie,
go.
So there is a plot point. And do you remember what the parasite was called in this movie?
The G virus?
Nope.
No.
Las Plagas.
Oh, okay, yeah,
which was from Resident Evil 4. That's the main thing in Resident Evil 4 is the Las Plagas. Because they kidnap in Resident Evil 4. This evil cult kidnaps the president's daughter. Mm-hmm. Leon goes to save Ashley, which is the president's daughter. And the virus that they use in that game it's where they get the T virus from, pretty much, is what they explained it as. It is called Las Plagas. So I do want to make notice of that, because that is from the games as well.
Okay.
Wasn't done very well, but it was from the games as well.
I forgot what that was. Honestly, I forgot what it is. I just know that it did make sense to me. So I thank you for explaining what Las Plagas was. But what was it used for though? Like, because I don't remember.
Oh, I think it was used as another T virus or something. Like, it wasn't.
Is that the one that was like they? I don't remember.
So in the game, the Las Plagas is used to either A, give you superhuman abilities, or B, like put this parasite into you that controls your body, and then like in the game is like if you do a headshot on someone with the Las Plagas, their head explodes, and then a parasite comes out of them. So that's what happens in the game. Now, in the movie, I'm kind of a little fuzzy, because I'm not going to lie, I've only watched this movie like 3 times. So, like, I'm kind of fuzzy on it.
More than me. Yeah, I don't remember the La Plagas. All I remember is they have to go to all these different scenarios to get out. And they run into Jill when they finally get up on the surface. And they had a nice little fight scene. That was great. Between her and Alice. No, actually, no. So, I get it now. Oh, it's coming back to me. Rain used it. The fake Rain, the clone Rain used it. It was a needle. She put it in her, and it like, and that's when she was like beating up Alice. Okay, it came back to me.
There we go. Yeah,
came back to me. Yes. Yup, it came back to me. But again, the plot really didn't make sense to me. I didn't like how Ada was used. I felt like she could have been used more.
Ada was just there to explain. Exposition.
Yeah,
let me be Princess Peach, a damsel in distress.
Why was she getting saved all the time? Like, I just didn't like it. And then Leon, he kind of went in the backseat too.
Which, I mean, Leon is technically, I think, from a poll in 2022, is still the most popular Resident Evil character of all time.
And he was not used well in this one. Like, he was used as a pretty face, basically. Like, I feel like if anybody was really used action wise was Luther and Alice. Like, they kind of
died.
He did die. He died. The fake Rain died. They had the other soldiers who died in the first one. They cloned them as well. It was just like, my thing was like, how'd you have time to clone everybody like this? How'd you have the time? Like, it just didn't make sense to me.
Don't think too hard.
Like, it hurts my brain. But yeah, that's all I could really say about Retribution, because that one was one of the...
You're forgetting the ending. When they go to the Oval Office and Wesker's just sitting there,
Oh.
and then Wesker's like, "Hey," and then Wesker injects Alice with the T-virus again.
Yo, he gave it back to her.
Telekinesis powers again, and then Wesker's like, "Hey, the Red Queen, which we haven't heard of in about like 2 or 3 movies,
she came back.
And taking over the world, and we have to fight together."
Yeah,
they
become a they kind of have a truce. They kind of like team up. Which again, okay, so that I was like, why would he do that? But I get it. It doesn't, like, the Red Queen, who, you know, we didn't see since the first movie, really, reappears, and it is explained that she is not the original Red Queen. She's someone else. Like, she's a whole new Red Queen.
Like, oh my
like, it's
God,
like, what the hell? This is not the original Red Queen. This is someone else. But is used to, you know, give us another plot device, basically. Like, they needed a ending to that movie, basically, to lead us into the last one. And this is the one where they had didn't this one when they ended it with dragons. They had like dragons in the air and everything.
Are we talking about the final chapter now?
Wait, so at the end of Retribution, didn't they end up on top of the roof somewhere of where
the Oval Office?
The Oval Office, and it was like everything was like fire and brimstone.
Yep, and like pretty much, Red Queen is like, I'm gonna kill everyone. And then it's like, well, I think Wesker was like, well, I can't rule over a world that has no people or something.
Basically.
Like that. And that's why they have to team together to save the world. In a movie I only watched once because this movie sucks too.
Okay, so you would be surprised. So speaking of, let's look at the ratings. So Rotten Tomatoes, right? I found this article that has all the Rotten Tomato ratings of the franchise, right? The movie franchise. So the first one, actually no, the second one has 19%.
The first one?
Yes. Yep. Resident Evil Apocalypse has 19%. Resident Evil Afterlife.
Yeah.
Resident Evil Afterlife has 21.
That's too high. That's too high.
Okay, well you're gonna love this one. Resident Evil Extinction has 24. It's higher
24
than Afterlife. Yes. Retribution has 28. Okay, Retribution has 28.
Okay.
Then
no
you have
human would say such things.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip this one. We haven't even talked about that one. We haven't talked about the remake yet. Oh my God! Welcome on in, y'all. Welcome on in. The original Resident Evil, the original OG one, has 35%, as it should. As it should, because that one, basically, you know, that one was like the cornerstone for the whole like franchise. Okay, like y'all can't say that the first one is not fire. The first one is fire. Like it has game elements and it has its own elements and it makes sense. The rest of them don't make sense. So 35%, I agree with that. Then we have the one that we're about to talk about, the one that I only watched once and blanked out in between. The final chapter. Is it the final? I don't know. I don't think it's the final. It's I don't know, because we thought Fast and Furious had the final. We thought, but then they came back with Fast X. So I don't know. We might have another Resident Evil. No one knows. But this one has 37% Rotten Tomato. It's the most beloved. 30%. You want to look? I can show you my screen. You want to look? It has. Hold on. Yeah. See, there you go. It has 37% Rotten Tomato score.
That is inaccurate.
Okay. And then we oh god, I can't even look at that one. Okay, yeah. So we still talking about the movies.
That's too high too. I saw that. That's
no, we're not talking about that yet. We're not talking about that yet. Nah, we're not gonna talk about that yet. But yeah, I saw it too. I'm furious. So
this has 37%.
Yes, 37% Rotten Tomato score. Like people love this shit. People love the final one. They love it. Me, I don't. It like I get the teaming with Wesker and everything. I get it. And I would say this one to me is not really the one that's like wine with a good time. Although there's a lot of action in this one. This one's full of action. Like Homegirl was out there. Her stunt doubles were in the work. Okay, they got work. But I don't think this is a good storyline. But basically, they team up. Wesker, Alice, everybody, they team up to try to take down Umbrella, get rid of the Wet Queen and everything. That's the whole plot of the final chapter. What is your take on this? Like, for me, I blanked this one out. I feel that, okay, so we haven't even gone to comments yet. Okay, so we have,
man.
I feel that there are way too many cooks in the kitchen. There was way too many cooks in the kitchen. I feel like we didn't need this one.
No.
Is it just me? I don't think we needed this one.
And the plot is stupid. So here's the plot. I think I remember. You only watched it once too, right? So you probably wouldn't even correct me.
I blanked it out.
But, all right. So of course Wesker betrays Alice. I think at the beginning of the movie or some shit like that.
Oh yeah.
And then Red Queen tells Alice she has 48 hours or 72 hours
to make a decision
to infiltrate the hive. That the hive is beneath Raccoon City because of course we got to have Raccoon City again. And the Umbrella Corporation has an airborne antivirus. No, they don't. That can kill every zombie. But they're waiting for all of the humans to die so that they can wipe out the zombies or some shit like that. And I think that's the plot.
That's it. But as we go through the plot, you get the mutants. You get the flying vampires, or I would say vampires. You get the flying dragons or whatever. It's like. It's like, I just didn't get it. It made no sense to me where it was going. Like, I feel like once she got betrayed, she shouldn't be working with the homegirl. Okay, like it just didn't make no sense to me. I didn't like it at all, but people did. People loved it.
Movie though.
Who?
Claire.
Oh Lord.
Again.
Lord, see, I forgot she came back.
Yeah,
what's she doing in this one? What's she doing in this one? You don't remember? See, we don't listen. When we say we watched this movie one time, I watched this one time. One time was enough for me. I don't know if I would ever go back and watch. Like, I would watch. Okay, this is how much I don't like this one. I would watch Extinction before I watch this one. Like I would watch Extinction. Like Extinction, good with a good time with a glass of wine.
I think Claire shows up and doesn't even say where Chris is. Like that was the other thing. Is like, okay, Claire, you're here. Where's Chris? Like what are we doing?
Poor Chris is in the ether. He in the ether. Ain't nobody know where he at. Oh my God. Oh man. Okay. So do we want to?
So I was just like, what? I think. Okay. I blurrily remember the ending. Is that like? Okay, the ending is I think they let off the thing under the hive and they blow up Wesker or some stupid shit. I think he's still alive. And
he's still alive.
The Red Queen gives Alice her childhood. Well, no. Okay, prior to that, they had a flashback where like I think the doctor who created the T-virus tried to save her daughter with the T-virus. A test subject died. So the doctor was like, okay, can the T-virus? And that's when the doctor, Hold on. I'm getting it. Hold on. Charles Ashford needed to use it on his daughter. So they had the doctor who created the T-virus, who is Dr. James Marcus, I believe, to kill. Well, they hired Wesker to kill him, but he had a daughter, and the daughter was named Alicia, who turned out to be the basis for the clone of Alice or some shit. And I think at the end of the movie, the Red Queen uploads Alicia's childhood memories.
Damn, you know the whole plot. You reading this from Wikipedia?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not.
That's good though. It's good because I remember the
I
Alice part.
And actually, I think they end on a cliffhanger or some shit like
That's
that.
why I'm like, it's at the end.
Yeah, yeah. I think because Alice, I think goes on to like get in a plane or something like that. I'd be forgetting, but no, I swear I don't have Wikipedia. This is all from the dump. I think that's what it is. I think that's the ending. Am I wrong?
No, the ending just like it leaves us asking, not really asking for more, but like it says the final chapter, but it doesn't actually like the whole thing about this movie. It doesn't close anything.
It doesn't close.
It doesn't close nothing
at all. It doesn't close nothing. Leaves you more questions, honestly. So it's like, I think this was like another sequel, baby. And this is another thing that I'm glad I'm getting into it at the end. Is like, this series sequel baits so hard, and it's so bad. How bad they sequel bait is just like.
It's just
no,
like.
I'm not gonna watch the movie. I'm not.
Like I feel like I said before, you could stop at the trilogy. I feel like
you can stop at 2, to be honest.
3. Listen, I feel like 1 to 3 is enough. Okay, Resident Evil is enough. Okay, I like Extinction. I know Extinction is yay or nay for some people. I like Extinction. It's a good time with a glass of wine. The other movies, not so much. Although there is some action, that's great, but the whole plot of those movies just don't make no sense. The use of the original game characters are lackluster. And then it's
where's Chris?
Yeah, where's Chris? And it's just like we didn't need that many movies.
What would you rate the final the final chapter?
A 2.5
out of 5?
Out of 10.
Oh.
Because the reason why is because, okay, so now I would admit I haven't watched the animated series. I haven't watched the reboot. I don't know if you watched the reboot, Welcome to Raccoon City. Okay. Well, is the reboot, is Welcome to Raccoon City a TV show or is that the movie? Because
yeah, I forget which one's the
so
I watched the one that was on Netflix.
Okay, that's the TV show. So we gonna get to that one, and I'm gonna explain why I rate this a 2.5 out of 10.
Okay.
So the reboot, I haven't watched the reboot. Welcome to Raccoon City, the one where people were all up in arms, like Twitter was like fuming because Leon ended up being a different race. I think it made Leon Hispanic. Am I correct? Can anybody?
So.
That's the one. So. Yeah, I think this is the one. And then Jill Valentine, they made her black. I think, right? They made her. I think so. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one where people were like, "What the freak?" People were freaking out on Twitter.
Which I mean, to be fair, I mean, if you've grown up with these characters, I mean, I get it. I get it.
I do get it. They had Claire, but they were like, she's not a redhead. Like people were like nitpicking. People were
not being a redhead part is a nitpick.
No,
to me.
they were going in on this one. That's as far as I know. So I didn't see it because I wasn't interested in it. I was like, oh God, like I'm the person who I would watch a movie even if someone said it's bad. But the way the press and like the social media like was going on about this movie, saying it's like not the greatest adaptation, it's just you could skip it, I lost interest. Like I didn't watch it. Like if it's not my thing, if it's not on a streaming service, I was not paying money to watch it, so I didn't watch it.
I am glad that like at least with me, it's like I'm one of those people that find like episode 1 of Star Wars good, even though everyone says it sucks. I'm one of those people that's like, man, episode 3 is the best Star Wars movie ever.
Okay. You told like, Star Wars, yes.
I'm one of those people. Like, even though people's like, man, gotta be
episode
me too.
5,
gotta be episode 6. I'm also one of those people that think episode 8 wasn't as bad as people say. So like I some of that people. I will say for this, from what I've heard, I expected like this to be like on some Last Airbender type, like where it's just they got everything wrong and it's bad. But from what I've seen of it, I will admit my memory is very foggy on this one. Like I don't know if I've watched it fully. I don't know, but from what I've seen, I mean, I probably wouldn't watch it again, but it's okay.
Yeah. So this one, so I have a blurb of the synopsis. So basically, it's set in the original game. Okay. So they're back in 1998. You have Claire. Okay. A new Claire. She reunites with her brother, and apparently, there's cannibalism. There's corrupt cops. Okay, that they have to go through. She runs into Leon, okay, and they're basically coming together to solve the mystery of Umbrella. So this is like and I remember from the trailer, from what I saw, this is like the prequel. This is like before.
I think it was listed as the prequel.
Yeah, this is like the prequel. This is before like Raccoon City does, Umbrella Corporation becomes big. They're like the first line of defense. They're there they're rallying up together to stop Umbrella, to figure out what this I don't even know if they mentioned the T-Virus in the trailer, but they're there to basically stop Umbrella from becoming what it ended up being, this huge corporation entity. And honestly, so Rotten Tomatoes said this is a 30. And I mean, if anybody in chats have seen this and think it is a 30, if y'all like it, please speak up, because me and Victor,
I mean, from what I've seen, I mean,
we know
that's kind of deserving. I honestly
was
don't
it
know.
really that good from your memory?
I mean, it was okay.
Maybe I'll watch it. I'll find it.
It was okay. It wasn't like I would say it's not something I'd probably watch again, but it was okay.
Okay. I'll like I said, I'll watch a movie once.
I am but then again, I am the one who likes Star Wars Episode 1. So
I'll watch a bad movie once, and see if I like it. Always get my opinion on things. But the TV show. Okay, are we good? Are we done with the movies?
Yeah. Okay. So
cinematic movies. Animated movies. Cinematic movies.
Before we leave from the cinematic movies, what did you think of the cinematic universe of Resident Evil?
To rate it against other cinematics, I like it. I would say, it was a good time with a glass of wine. You could watch them.
I might need a couple glasses of wine.
A lot of glasses of wine. Like I would say, like, you could do drinking games with them. You could do, Tupperware parties, with your friends or whatever. Have a little potluck, and y'all just watch Resident Evil. That's how I feel about it. It's not a movie franchise that I take serious, really. I like it for a good time. It's one of those where, like, if it's on TV, I'll watch it. Like, I'll watch it. Even the bad ones, I'll sit down and I'll watch it, have it in the background, have a good time with it. But to rate it up against other franchises that are this big, like Fast, Freddy, Mike, like Chucky, I'm just thinking of all these different franchises that just have all these movies. Like, even Scream became one that has all these movies.
Yes.
I would say this is like a 7.5 out of 10. And I'm rating it like that because of the fact that it's only good for me, movies 1 to 3. After that, and for Victor, he said movies 1 to 2.
1 to 2.
1 to 2. Like, past 3 for me, I could. It's like I just don't. It as a video game franchise. For those who are just tuning in, this is one of those franchises where it's 75% made up stuff and 25% game.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's good and bad. It's good because, you using your creativity, but it's like the creativity is they got bored. They lost ideas. They did great for the first movie. The first movie was fire.
The first movie was great.
Fire. Great balance between imagined stuff and, the actual video game. The second one, amazing. Great mixture of made up stuff for the movie and video game stuff. The third one, it had more of made believe than game. The third one kind of just like, the third one was the intro to like, we just gonna do what we want to do. We don't care. Like, sorry for the fans of the video game franchise, but we just in here. We just put all. It's like someone in chat said, is too many cooks in the kitchen. It's like everybody had their ideas and it was like, oh, we could do that. Oh, we could do that. Let's do that. It just didn't make sense. It lost the game. The game went to the side. They put the game to the side. They was like, forget the game. We just gonna have Claire in here, and that is it. That's all we need. That's for the fans. Everything else, we just go.
And like, we may have the liquor, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have Nemesis, of course, Star, we're gonna have the Axeman.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Wesker, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have Jill being evil.
But they're like 10%. They're like 10%.
Yeah.
The rest is just like made up stuff.
I would rank the movie franchise. I mean, Resident Evil 1 as a kid, I was like, man, this is awesome. Love this movie. The second one, similarly, like, oh, it's Jill. Like, oh, she comes through the church with a motorcycle.
We was hyped. Yeah, we was hyped.
Right, yeah, it was great. And then after that,
I said, I like the action sequences in the third one. I really did, but plot wise, made no sense. It made no sense.
So it was like my whole thing is that after the second one, it started going. I'm not saying the number 3 is really bad or anything. I'm just saying it's not as good as 1 and 2.
It's really not.
After 3, we started to lose a lot of ideas. So
after 3 is like, we don't know what we're doing.
We don't know what we're doing, and the final chapter is actually the final chapter, and the movie before the final chapter were really, really bad. Like,
so bad.
Those are really bad, and I can't really forgive that. So, man, I'd probably give this Resident Evil 1 and 2 are 10 out of 10 for me. Like, I love
those are 10. Yeah.
And just for those 2 movies, I might say it's like 4.5 out of 10.
4.5. Damn. 4.5.
The rest of the movies to me they're nothing. Like, I can't do it.
Not even with a glass of wine.
I would need a glass of wine and a girlfriend to watch those. Like, my girl would have to be like, "Hey, do you know it'd be great before we go to bed?
Let's watch Resident Evil.
Watch these trash Resident Evil movies and let's have a laugh.
Let's cuddle. Let's cuddle. Watch the Resident Evil.
Let's cuddle while we watch the Resident Evil movies, and hopefully something better happens other than watching the Resident Evil movies.
Damn.
But if I'm by myself, I have definitely watched Resident Evil 1 and 2 by myself. Tons of times, like over 30 times. Love those movies.
Oh yeah.
Resident Evil 3, I probably only watched 10 times. Resident Evil 4, it only goes downhill from there. So
yeah, same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 4.5 out of 10.
4.5 out of 10. Okay, so I said 7.5. Okay, I'm generous then. Shit. Okay, so with that said, does that include the remake? Well, you can't really rate the remake because we have to watch the remake.
I would have to watch it again.
Yeah, we have to watch the remake. Maybe we could do like not a marathon, but a movie screening in Discord.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do that. Watch it in Discord. I wish we could do.
Hold up.
Yeah, it was a wine. Yeah, it was a wine. Be a Discord watch. Return Record See, it was a wine. Yeah, So y'all into that? Definitely look for that because I haven't seen it. So we could definitely watch it. But what I did see, so we transitioned it from TV shows to TV. Resident Evil has
Did you even watch this?
Resident Evil went to the small screen. It went to Netflix. And when you said, did you even watch this? That's what I asked the people who put this together. Did you even play the games? Did you get any type of research? Did you speak to the fans? Did you do any type of thing? Because when I watched the TV show from episode 1 to the end, I did. And I did because I was hoping it was going to change. I was hoping, I was like, okay, I'm going to watch it. Like I said, I give things one chance, okay?
One chance.
If
That's
it's free,
one too many.
If it's free, I will watch it, give it one chance. If I got to put money to it, y'all have to really convince me. So because it was on Netflix, I sat down and I watched it. One thing I can say about the TV show that is fire is the soundtrack. I want the soundtrack.
Oh, it's godlike, yes.
The soundtrack is godlike. Deadmau5 did a great job. The soundtrack is fire. Okay? But the whole TV show is booty. This is, to me, I can't even put a rating on it. I said one of the movies I said was a 2.5. This one is just is if I had to put a rating, like a 1. I can't even if I could put a 0, I do. You know how people say if I could put 0 stars, I would. This is the TV show. If I could put 0 stars, I would. So let me give you the synopsis for those who haven't seen it. Honestly, if y'all care about spoilers, y'all don't gotta worry about this. Don't watch it. Y'all if y'all want to, go ahead. But y'all could save your time. Y'all have better things to do than watch this. Better things to do. Y'all have better things to do. Okay, y'all could touch grass and go to brunch. Do better things. Okay. So basically, they have this. Raccoon City is here. Raccoon City is this, as it was, this lovely suburban neighborhood, and you have 2 daughters, right? Their father, we don't know what they made him so mysterious for no freaking reason. But he is Albert Wesker.
Yep.
And I just, I love R.I.P., rest in paradise, Lance Riddick. Rest in paradise.
Yeah.
I would say he did, as far as acting chops, he did good. But the use of this iconic character made me furious. Okay. Albert Wesker is a man to fear. He is.
He's a menace.
He's a menace. He cares about nobody but himself. Okay. He would not have kids. He would not have, and not only kids, these kids were used as bio weaponry. Apparently he pumped them with T-virus and shit, and was giving them this telling them it was medicine. He was telling them, you have to take your vitamins, you have to take your medicine, it's for your own good. Mm-hmm. But T-virus. But he was secretly doing this for God knows what reason. I honestly forgot because the plot just goes crazy, okay? So you have Albert. He gets a new job apparently at this the Raccoon City facility or whatever. So they have to move into Raccoon City. So they live in this house. Everything is smart. Everything's a smart house. Everything's shiny. They got cameras everywhere, eye sensors. Stuff is good. So he has this downstairs area where he hides all his chemical stuff. The stuff that he's testing on. Right. He tells his daughters that he's working late or whatever. He's a working man. The kids go to school. The kids, everything seems to be normal. But it's like he would never have kids. So that's the first thing. He would never have kids. He takes his daughter to work with him. I forgot why. Maybe it was like bring your daughter to work day or whatever.
Something
but
like that. Yeah.
apparently she forgets or she doesn't know. They like my thing is he doesn't tell them exactly what he does. So she goes with him to the science center or whatever that's inside of the Raccoon City facility that he works at. And they're testing on animals, right? This girl is in love with animals. She's like, oh my God, no, they're animal testing. Da, 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 da. She sneaks in. And this is where I was like, you know, when you watch a TV show or a movie, you're just like, no, don't do it. Yep. You're yelling at the character. You're like, why? You stupid. I was like prancing around, yelling. I was like, you stupid. She goes, she sneaks in. She tries to release, not knowing what she's doing. Again, another plot device that's used in every single, you know, zombie movie, animal testing. She releases it. There happens to be an invisible dog in there for some reason. I don't know. I don't know how, but he's in there. And she gets bit and is infected, right? Yep. Quote unquote infected. The other daughter comes in and is like, oh my God, like what's going on? The girl is bleeding, they panicking, the alarms are going off and everything. And he goes in and covers it up. I don't know how, this man was working fast. He covers everything up, deleted footage, everything. Like it's like it never happened. He goes back to work, living his best life there. Homegirl is changing, okay? From the bite, she changing. You know, but the thing is, I don't think she changed into a zombie because they apparently been pumped with T-virus. Remember, they've been pumped with T-viruses. Yes. They've been, you know, tested, but didn't know they were being tested. What got me so pissed off though was this chick that came in. There's another this device character. Has nothing to do with the video games, mind you. Nothing in the TV show has anything to do with video games. Okay, except for Albert, in my opinion. Yep. He's just in there.
Albert's the only one from the game.
He is the only one. Because then you have this lady who is the owner of, you know, the high tech stuff that they're putting together. She's in there. But then you have this whole rebel. Okay, so I was talking about Albert's character and, you know, that plot sequence. You have another plot sequence that's happening with this, I forgot who she was. I forgot her name. But it's a lady who is part of the resistance. And she's trying to take down Umbrella. And, you know, they basically, Umbrella Corporation is out to get her. Okay. Do you know, like, what her name is? And, like, that's as far as I remember. She was just used as, like, the new Alice, you could say. Like, they're trying to kill her. She knows secrets and shit. She's, like, that's all I know about her. Like, that's it. I blanked out. So you have this plot sequence happening with this chick. I blanked out. You have this plot sequence happening with this chick, right? Mm-hmm. Then you have this the chick that I was mentioning who owns everything, right? She wants everything to be pristine. She wants Albert. Albert would not be a punk like this, okay? Okay, she is ordering him around, saying like, you know, I would end you. And you kind of think like, is Albert a clone? Like, is Albert, like, is he not? And then, oh my God, another plot. Albert is exactly a clone. He is the version of, so we had one Albert that looked like Blade. Yes, had the whole trench coat and everything. Yep. Then you had one Albert that is a childlike Albert. He's a childlike. He apparently killed. I think he probably did. He kill. I think he like killed a lot of people or whatever. But he's like has a child mentality or something, and he was used to like kill things.
You're already losing.
That how you think I felt watching this shit? I'm trying to make it so that y'all understand the different plots. The Albert ended up being clones. Okay. Remember he had, there was like 5 different Alberts because they locked the Albert. They locked him in the facility, right? And the Albert that had the daughters who weren't even his, right? Ended up not even being the mastermind. Like the lady with the she ended up being a robot. It's just, oh god, it was mess. I honestly, like I said, I blacked out. It was watching me. The TV show was watching me, basically. I wasn't watching the TV show. It was watching me. Too many plots in, like, TV shows. I could see what they were going, because they have a TV show. So they have each episode, to build it up to the climax, right? But they had so much in the TV show where, like, they could have just had a part 2. They could have had season 2.
Yep.
It was way too much. Like, they lost me at the Albert being clones. They lost me at Albert having 2 daughters who were test subjects.
Just test subjects.
They were. They lost me at the evil chick who ended up being a robot. They lost me with the rebel chick. I felt like if they wanted to really make it good, they could have just had the rebel chick. Just had the rebel chick take down Umbrella. If y'all wanted to introduce Albert, introduce him as he was. Make him a antagonist to the TV show. Put her against him. And that would be it. We don't need the extra stuff. We didn't need Albert to be clones, for one thing. That was like, I just didn't. And okay, so this goes again with, like, people were going on Twitter being like, Albert shouldn't be like this. Who are these people? Like, I was there with them. I do not like this TV show. But guess what score it has on Rotten Tomatoes? A 50 freaking 3. A 53. People love this TV show.
I can honestly say it doesn't deserve that. Like
you mean to tell me this is better than the original movie?
It's
like, this was it's so reading the little blurb on this the rating site says that is loosely based on the video game series by the same name by Capcom.
By loosely, do they mean hanging by a thread? Because that's what it is.
Exactly. This had. And I'm trying to remember if it even had any other Resident Evil like video game input, like any besides Albert. And honestly, it's just a name at this point.
Did they watch?
It was
games?
Just a name.
Did they play the games at all? Because
he wasn't Albert Wesker. He wasn't.
No,
they had the clone with the trench coat and the sunglasses with the he looked like Blade. He gave me Wesley Snipes Blade vibes, not Wesker.
That's pretty much what Wesker wears.
Like, he just, like, it just didn't make sense to me. That was it. Like, other than that was not Albert. Like, he was not Albert Wesker. Yes, the hair, yes. I would give this a 1.
A 1.
A 1. That's generous.
So
That's
would you recommend anyone to watch this?
No. And it got canceled.
Not even for a laugh. Not even for, oh man, like, this is so funny.
I mean,
like,
if you want to, okay, so I know a lot of the movies, we said are a good time with a glass of wine. This one would get you drunk. Like, you would have to, like, just drink the whole bottle to make it through, because it's so bad. Like, the acting is horrible. Besides Lance, I feel like Lance did a great job, but everything else was very cheesy. The plot didn't make sense. It was too many cooks in the kitchen, too many different scenarios going around. I didn't like what they did to Albert. There was no other video game reference in here. Like this had
that's not Wesker. That's Albert.
It's
Like,
Albert.
That's Albert.
They had nothing. It had this was. They put the name on it. That's it. They just put the name on it. It's bootleg. They put the name on it. It's like if you ask it for Resident Evil, and you get a burn disc.
We have Resident Evil at home.
Yeah, you get the burn disc. That's what that was. It was just like someone made Resident Evil in their backyard, and it said it's Resident Evil. This is what that is.
Fan base.
This is yup. I've seen fan videos better than this one. Damn. On YouTube. That's how bad it is. Yup. Like this is not the greatest. And it apparently got canceled, or is facing cancellation due to underwhelming viewership figures on Netflix. It was well received by critics. See, that's the thing. How do you become a film critic? Like, do you have to go to school for that? Or do you have to have like some sort of like film degree? Because half of the stuff they rating don't make no sense. It's like, are you really thinking about the movie as a whole? Like, are you taking different sources? Are you looking at the source material and making sure that it works? Because like I said, Resident Evil has the 75 versus 25%. That's what it is. You got 25% make-believe stuff that's only for the movie and 25% game. This has 100% make-believe stuff. I wouldn't even count Albert Wesker as part of the game. This is not him. His name is Albert.
His name
it's
is
like,
Albert.
How can you say this is a good movie? How can you say this is good, critics? Like, it makes me think, like, were they bribed? Were they smoked? What were they smoking? Like, were they doing something? Like, did they pay attention? Because, like, as a fan of the game and, a fan of some of the movies, I would say this I can't put this in there. Like, I can't include this in there. I can't. It's trash. It's not Resident Evil at all.
So you're saying this is one of the things that could be called anything else, and
yeah,
it probably
like even the monster. So they had if I can remember, they had a worm monster coming out of the ground, which I thought was cool.
Worm monster.
It was a worm monster, kind of like the Tremors. Was cool. I don't know. They had the zombies, of course. They had the zombies and everything. They had the human, what happens to humanity plot going on. You have humans who are fighting the good cause, which is, the girl that I mentioned, fighting the good cause, fight. And you have those who are just, they just are disgusting. They just, they kill people, they eat people, they just doing a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. I don't know if they had any clickers. But did they have dogs? I can't even remember. Oh yeah, they had the dogs. I think they had an invisible clicker. I think invisible licker. But my thing is, like, they're not invisible in the game. I don't know. Yep. I don't know who said that. Who thought that would be a good idea? I mean, hey, I don't know. That didn't make no sense. But that's it. Like, this would be like, this is 5% game, in my opinion. 5%, like a dot.
5%, probably even less.
I mean, yes. When you think about it, like, very lackluster. If you want to waste your time, if you have nothing to do, literally nothing to do, okay? I mean, nothing. No laundry. Clipping your toenails. If you have nothing to do,
wow,
you can watch this if you want to.
So yeah, the only thing I'd say is, from what I've seen, I was like, no. Like, I instantly was like, nope, I'm good. And I feel like a lot of people had that sentiment.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good.
So good. Like, it's just, don't do it. Like, I feel like Netflix probably was like, damn. Netflix probably thought they had a gem on their hands. Like, yo, we got Resident Evil. Yo, we about to win this. Nah, G. Like, nah, this is not good at all. I have not. So speaking of TV shows, I know there's like an anime TV show that's on Netflix that I have on
that's where
my.
Leon and Chris just shoot guns at each other.
Yeah, like, I have that on my watch. Is it good?
That's more hilarious. It's just
okay.
Like, it's just hilarious. You know,
it's hilarious.
Like, I couldn't classify it as something that is good, but it did give me a laugh. And you know what? Sometimes you need a laugh.
Okay, so I would definitely check that one out since it's on Netflix. But as far as like the animated movies and TV shows, I haven't actually touched, which I regret. I regret not touching them. I haven't watched them. You can go
without the TV shows.
Can I do without it? Can I do?
You can go without.
But can I go without the movies though? The animated movies that they have. Are they worth the time?
No, with a glass of wine and some crackers, why not?
Okay.
I would say.
Okay, so I'll definitely check those out. I don't know if anybody in the live audience have watched any of the animated TV shows. I know we got a lot of anime fans in here. Those who like animation. I missed that one. Missed opportunity for me to watch those. There's so many. I have a list of every Resident Evil like adaptation. So let's go with animation. So we have and this is also based off of Rotten Tomatoes. So 100% score Rotten Tomatoes is Resident Evil Damnation, which came out in 2012.
Oh,
that's animated.
I vaguely remember that one.
Is it really worth 100% Rotten Tomatoes?
Kind of.
Okay.
Kind of good.
All right. So y'all remember this, y'all. Oh, Damnation. And then the second one on the list is Resident Evil Degeneration.
Oh man, that's
2008.
Let's not talk about that.
Okay, that one is a 67% Rotten Tomatoes. But you say it's a no. It's not right. Not
for me personally, it would be a no.
Okay, so that one we could probably skip. For 50% Rotten Tomatoes, you have Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. That's the one that I saved on my watch list. The Infinite Darkness. That one came out in 2021. It's an animated miniseries. It's the one that's a TV show.
You know, it's not terrible. It's not
okay.
Terrible.
Okay. So I will watch that one. Okay. And then you have Resident Evil Vendetta, which came out in 2017, has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 43%.
So that one is take it or leave it, honestly.
Take it or leave it.
You can watch it, you cannot. Doesn't really, change it. But,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then, strolling down. They have me into the movies now. Okay, so now we have this is every Resident Evil movie, animated ones based on release. So these don't have a Rotten Tomatoes score, but there is Biohazard 4D, Executioner, Executor. Came out in 2000. That one, I don't know if you can find that one.
You can find it on YouTube. Nah, if you dig deep enough into YouTube, you can find it.
Find it if you dig deep enough. Speaking of Biohazard, so Biohazard, and I know a lot of Resident Evil fans, they probably was wondering who's going to touch on this, but Biohazard is the original name in Japan. So when you get Resident Evil in Japan, it's called Biohazard. And I love how Resident Evil 7 said Biohazard as a nod to that. So wanted to mention that. Just in case you go to Japan, you're like, I'm looking for Resident Evil. They look at you like, what do you mean? It's called Biohazard over there. So this one's Biohazard 4D. And I'm like, is it 4D? Because I got to look this up. Because what do they mean by 4D? So I got to look that up. Then you have Biohazard 4, Incubate. So, Yeah, Biohazard 4 that came out in 2006. It's animated. I wonder if these are Japanese actually, because they haven't said if they're Japanese or not, but we'll definitely look into those. So there's Biohazard, animated, which came out in 2006. And then I think that's it. The rest are the movies. So if you want to do a marathon, if you want to do a marathon, if by watching, from the live you're watching, if you are listening to this after the live recording, and you want to have a marathon, you have Resident Evil that came out in 2002. Then you have Resident Evil Apocalypse, 2004. Then you have Resident Evil Extinction, 2007. Then Afterlife, 2010. Retribution, 2012. And the last one came out in 2016. So that's your marathon if you want to do it in chronological order. If you want to include any of the animated series, I don't know if they're like, I feel like you don't need to. It's not like the Marvel universe, okay? It's not like the Marvel universe. You kind of could just not include those in your cinematic view, okay? You kind of could just leave them out. If you want to, there is, and I will leave this list in the description when I post this on YouTube. So this will be posted on YouTube and also on Spotify for future viewing. I will post this whole list because there's a lot. Like we touched, I would say, maybe not the tip of the iceberg. I feel like we touched more than the tip, but there's a lot here to watch and enjoy with a glass of wine if you choose to. And as a franchise, I feel like this is a really strong one, and it's very beloved. And it has its ups and downs. We
so much.
It has a lot of ups and downs, but you're gonna have a good time.
And thankfully, if you don't like the movies at all, you can always play the games, and
you can always play the games.
At least one Resident Evil game you love.
Yes,
I can promise that there will be at least one Resident Evil game that you're like, I gotta play this like immediately again.
Mm-hmm. Like if you go back to the originals, if you want to do it. I know people who are still playing the original Resident Evil on for PlayStation emulators. It's PlayStation. Resident Evil is a beloved video game franchise. For me, I played the first one. I played the second one. I played parts of 5 and 6. I played the hell out of 7.
7 was so great.
I played the hell out of 7. Like I'm playing 7 again in VR. Okay. And people are like, you crazy, but it's a very good game. It's so good. It brings the, as we mentioned before, as me and Victor mentioned before, Resident Evil is mainly action adventure. Mm-hmm. It's an action movie. It's an action movie franchise, action adventure genre. But Resident Evil 7 and 8 brought it back to horror. And it did it so well. And I would love, oh my God, if they could please, if y'all want to remake or if y'all want to bring Resident Evil back to the cinema, can we please get 7 and 8? Please. And can y'all do it right? Like if y'all gonna do Resident Evil 7 and 8.
Do you think they'll be able to do it justice?
I mean, The Last of Us TV show really...
It gave me hope.
Gave me hope for the future of video game franchises. Because as we mentioned, you need that mixture. You do need that mixture, that 75-25. You do that mixture. But It's like, how are you going to do it? Are you going to listen to the fans? Are you going to be fan servy? Please be fan servy. If you be fan servy, cater to the people who actually play the game, who love it. Give them little Easter eggs. Like when I tell you from watching And this will be another episode on the podcast, so I will not go too deep into The Last of Us. But as I watched it, and as someone who's played the game, like I played parts 1 and 2, they did a good job. They did a good job. They put elements in the game that needed to be there, that made me as someone who went through the motions of this video game, I was screaming. I was like, yes, yes. Like, and then they also gave us new things, because when you think about it, you can't just give us a copy paste of the game. That's boring. Okay, the copy paste scene for scene of the game is boring, in my opinion. So to keep, the people who have played the game interest, you have to include new elements. And also, for those who haven't played the game, you can't just give them the game elements and expect them to know what it is. And I love how The Last of Us gave us a backstory. They explained what the hell is going on. Okay. They didn't just throw you in there. Okay. They broke it down. They introduced elements of the game without spoiling it. Okay. Which is great. Okay. Because when I was watching it, I was like, oh my God, I know what that is. Please say what it is. Please say what it is. What? But they didn't, the clicker. Oh, they didn't say it. They didn't say to episode, I think episode 4, they actually named what it was. And as someone who played the game, I already was like, in episode 2, when it was in that museum, I already knew who it was. But, for those who haven't played the game, they were like, what is this? It kept them intrigued to figure out what it is. So when you have a game, when you have a video game adaptation that you want to bring to life, when you have a video game you want to bring to life, you have to do it in that way. It worked. So my thing is, if they bring us Resident Evil 7 and 8 if they do it as a TV show or if they do it as a movie, they have to use that recipe, that great mixture. Okay. The elements from the video game have to be in there. They can't just give us little sprinkles like Resident Evil did. They can't just give us little sprinkles like the current franchise. Here's Wesker. Here's Claire, like here's Leon. We gave you it. But no, you can't just give us it. You have to really let us we have to be engrossed into those characters, because those are the ones that are in the game. Those are the ones that matter to the majority of the population. I would say the majority of the people who are going to see these movies are the gamers, are the ones who actually played it. Okay, I can assure you that. The ones who are curious, who are like, oh, I never played Resident Evil, I never played The Last of Us, never played Mortal Kombat. They're gonna go see it because of the hype. Okay, but the ones who actually play the game, those are the ones that like you have to please. Okay.
Yes,
you have to, because we're the ones who played the game, paid money. Okay. Spent hours getting chased by Lady Demascaris. I was juking her. Okay. I was like, oh, you want to get me? Oh, like I was like, hey, like,
exactly.
We had, like, I personally was very emotional in all those games. I cried in The Last of Us. I cried in Resident Evil. Like when you play the game, you live it, and I was highly disappointed with a lot of Resident Evil. A lot of the Resident Evil adaptations that came out that we just spoke about, I was furious. I was just upset because
you were furious.
The Netflix show pissed me off. I was so mad.
That one
it just doesn't make sense. It's like, it's lazy work to me. It's like you didn't do the research. I'm not asking them to play the game. If they play the game, go ahead. You play the game. You play the game. You write your notes. You take you make a PowerPoint presentation. You do your research, okay, before you put a scripture together, before you hire actors to act out these scenes. Do your research. That's all we ask you. We're asking you to do your research. That's it. And if you want to add, these extra, only in a TV show, only in the movie characters, or only in a movie, only in a TV show scenes, get input from people who have actually played the game, know what it's about. Okay. Like like even like 5 people could have changed the sequence. Like 5 people could have changed Resident Evil, the Netflix TV show. Only 5.
Only 5.
I mean, they didn't really need to hire a lot of people.
Sense.
Just get yourself an average round table. 5 people. They could sit around in a circle. You could give them your ideas. They could say no, or they could say this works. Okay, I feel like they just went with it, and they had somebody who was probably, I don't know who directed, who wrote it. I don't know. I don't care, because they didn't do a good job. I'm not giving them credit for it. They didn't do a good job. I don't know if they just was like, I'm gonna let homie just run with it. We're not gonna stop the ideas. We just gonna let them do what they want to do. This is their film. Yeah, I just wish there was somebody in the room to be like, listen, I don't think y'all should do this to Albert. I think Albert Wesker should be this. Like I don't think he like that. I don't know if they did. It seems like they just kind of just went with whatever, and it sucked. It's dog dookie. Okay. And I'm just hoping. I would really love it. I really love it if they do Resident Evil 7 and 8 and bring it to and I think they could do it. I
think they have the talent to do it. It's
they
just
can.
The fact of how many people want it and what is going to be your spin on it. That's the only thing. Because it's very hard, like, unless you have a TV series. I think it'd be better if they went the TV series route again, but just be like, hey, just take the plot from 7 and do that. Like, that's literally all. Like, do that. It's just like with The Last of Us. Of course, they added some of their own things, but it's pretty much, hey, you know what made The Last of Us so cool? The story. Why don't we just do that?
It's not that hard. Mm-hmm. It's not that hard.
But no, I want to put my of course, certain things. Yeah, all right, but not big story elements of this thing we love. It's kind of like the Artemis Fowl movie that came out. If you watch that,
God.
It's like I've been an Artemis Fowl fan for many years. I've read all of the books. I almost had it tattooed on me, the symbol for Artemis Fowl, right? So when the movie was coming out, I was like, I have to watch it. Like, I've been waiting for decades for this to get a movie, and I go in there, and they make Artemis Fowl this like good guy. And it's like, wait, hold on, this man's evil. Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm watching the movie, and I can't leave because I already paid money to watch it opening night, so I can't leave now. And it's just like, I'm just getting more and more pissed as I sit in the chair, and it's like, no.
It's like, just do your research. That's all we're asking. We're just asking for y'all to do the research. Like, we know y'all. It's money grabs. It's the money grabber. It's just, we get it. Y'all gotta pay bills. We get it. So y'all see this huge franchise, and y'all want to bring it to life. To get tickets and everything, to hype up. We get it. We understand. We get it. But like, just take the time to actually understand the material, the source material, where it's coming from, before y'all do it. Because it's not that hard. We've seen it in The Last of Us, and that should be the recipe. I mean, we in the last episode of the podcast, we spoke about Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
And they had the same issue. They took elements from the games, and then they had their own stuff. Mm-hmm. It worked in some movies, but not in others. And it's like
Annihilation.
yeah, we not talking about that one. No. We're not going back. We're not going back there. The horror. We're not going back there. But y'all get it. Like it worked for some, not for others. And it's like it's just due to research. You just gotta do research. You gotta take your time for these movies. I am not a director. I don't have any professional. I'm coming from a fan standpoint. I'm coming from a gamer standpoint, a viewer standpoint, a customer standpoint. Okay, I'm coming from that. Okay, I'm coming from that. I'm not coming from the professional standpoint. I see it how it is though. Like if one movie franchise can do it, I don't see why the other ones can't. That's it. Yeah. I don't see why. I don't see why. If y'all need to call each other up to be like, yo, how did y'all make it work? Do it. Like shit. I don't know. But yeah, that's my spiel. That's my spiel.
And the last thing I'll say is that Alice is still awesome, even though she has like a million clothes. Alice is still awesome.
Alice is banging.
We need
She's still
more
good.
female main characters that aren't just damsels in distress. And Alice was definitely
she
not. She
was
that.
not.
And that actually, Alice is one of the reasons why when I write, I make sure I have strong female characters in the things that I write. Because of Alice, back in 2002, when my dad dragged me to the movie theater because he's a big Resident Evil fan to watch the first Resident Evil movie. I'll never forget that, Pops. It was a great night. So that's the one thing I'll say about everything else. Let's not talk about bad things. First and second movie, million times over. Watch it. Everything and the third movie for Lily, just for Lily, the third movie. Also, you can watch it and have some fun. Anything after that, probably not. Probably not. If you value good movies, now if you just want to watch some action and have some popcorn, all right, cool. But like, if you actually care about Resident Evil at all, no. And I know that sounds very harsh, but that is also the same thing I said about Annihilation. If you care about Mortal Kombat at all, no. So if you care about Resident Evil at all, first and second, that's it. Leave it alone. And never type in Resident Evil into Netflix ever. Ever. Don't ever do it. You're gonna leave disappointed. So don't ever do that if you value your sanity. Just keep watching the first and second movie. You know what? Just play the video games. Just play Resident Evil 2 Remake and say that's one of the best games made in the last 10 years. And you know what? Just watch a Let's Play of that. There you go. Instead of watching the rest of the movie, just watch a Let's Play of Resident Evil 2 Remake and you're good.
Yeah, just honestly just watch a Let's Play, like a silent, non-commentary Let's Play of all the games. And you'd be great. Like you'd be good. Yeah, you'd be great. Like the first, like I said, the trilogy. Okay, watch the third one for me. The trilogy. Leave it at that. And then if you, like I said, if you want to dabble in the animation, I need to dabble in the animation. So I can't really say. I know Victor has said one of them was great, the other one sucked. I haven't dabbled in that yet. But if you like animation, you want to dabble in that, go ahead. But do not watch the Netflix show. Don't do that. But yeah, that is I believe the next episode of Video Game Popcorn Podcast will be on Tomb Raider. And that one, I definitely, Tomb Raider is gonna be the next one.
I'm pretty sure you don't want me 3 times in a row, so I'm gonna keep quiet. But,
as I mentioned, if you would like to partake in a discussion, would like to be a co-host, as Victor has been, want to be a co-host and add your 2 cents in, definitely reach out to me via social media or Discord. The Video Game Popcorn Podcast is the second Monday of every month. Switching up the schedule because I will be working. soon. So, switching it up, but the podcast is still happening. So it'll be the second Monday of every month. And we're gonna be getting into this. We get into all these video game franchises. There's so many. Like, there's, like I said, mentioned Tomb Raider. There's The Last of Us. Um, the Ninja Turtles is coming up. I have Ninja Turtles scheduled. Ninja Turtles. We'll be discussing that before the movie comes out. Before the new movie comes out. So look out for that episode. That's that. I'm very excited about that one. I can't wait for that one to come out. And then the Sonic is on the docket as well. Sonic. So if you're a Sonic fan, you would like to partake. Sonic is also going to be discussed on the podcast, and every other adaptation that I find out is going to be on here. So look out for more episodes of the podcast on Twitch. And, as I mentioned before, like, there's so many video game franchises. There's so many, okay? Like, Resident Evil is just one, and it's so huge. Like, we could go and talk about this for hours. Yes, Silent Hill is one, okay?
Ooh.
Yes, Silent Hill. That's Halloween, by the way. Silent Hill is scheduled for Halloween. See, I'm already scheduling episodes for, like, the future. So Silent Hill will be in the because I want to time Silent Hill around Halloween, because I know there's a new game coming out, but Silent Hill has a huge part of my heart. A lot of memories growing up around Silent Hill, and it's one of those games that I am so upset that I sold at GameStop. I'm very upset. I'm furious. It's just to this day, I'm just like, oh my God, it makes my stomach turn. So yeah, Silent Hill will be happening around Halloween. But yeah, like, if there is any video game franchise that you do not see listed out in the Discord or listed out in the description in the schedule that you would like me to discuss, if you would like to partake, definitely let me know. And one thing I just wish these directors do is just make it right. And we have a lot to discuss, but a lot of them haven't made it right.
A lot of
them haven't made it right. So we have a lot to discuss on this podcast, and I would like to thank you all for joining us, for watching, for chatting, for hanging out. Truly appreciate the live audience, and for those who are watching / listening to this after the live recording, thank you for listening, for watching. If you happen to watch this on YouTube, please subscribe, please like and share on YouTube. It really helps the channel grow. It helps the podcast get to more eyes. Thank you so much. Okay. And if you are watching this, or if you are, you could watch it on Spotify too. If you're watching or listening to it on Spotify, please leave a rating. Hopefully give it 5 stars. But yeah, definitely rate it. It helps the podcast grow on Spotify as well. And yeah, any last words, Victor? Any last words before we say goodbye to the folks?
Alice is amazing. Watch Resident Evil 1 and 2. And Lily, thank you for having me for the second time in a row. And I can't wait to see how this podcast grows as it goes forward.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm excited about this. Honestly, I like. It's something that I wanted to discuss, and as a gamer, to see these characters come to life is so exciting when it's done right.
Oh yeah.
And it's a different feeling, really, to see scenes in video games, make it to live action and stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's really good. So I'm glad to have the opportunity to give these games and the movie adaptations, TV adaptations, a light, a platform. So we go all geek out together. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for the episode. Again, thank you for joining, and I will see y'all on the next one.